Let's go to San Balestres then. Huh. Let's interview the locals.
If we could only find some.
Sorry to startle you. D.I. Mooney, D.S. Cassell. You been on the night shift by any chance?
And the day shift.
We wanted to ask the locals a few questions, but it looks like...
They long gone. Developers move everyone. No one here but me and a few goats.
We won't get much out of them.
Do you have any of the residents' contact details?
Got the number of the building company if that helps.
Great. Here we go. Must get lonely around here.
You know, it's the most company I've had for ages. You guys today, the preacher man yesterday.
Preacher man.
Fifth healer. Came to see his family home before it's knocked down.
What did he do when he was in here?
Had a look around.
And how long did he stay?
Half an hour.
Okay if we have a look?
Sure.
Tell you, listen to me, Pakistan. I have nothing for you now. How can I go do? Listen to me. They are going you to the hospital. They let me wait to lay. You pack up all your stuff and you are going down by your auntie because me can't take care of you. You understand what I say? Pass you. Pass you!
And proper. You don't know things like sham, the hairdresser. Liquid G over there.
Fresh air. If Bill's fan is back, he's not going to. This one will take it back again. Karen, I'm just trying to know why you keep walking your room and nobody cares about what you do or not.
You think that what I'm doing is wrong because Bill
All
said
that
it's wrong.
is
You
dead
think
because
that
of
everything that
attention.
comes out of Bill will not just law? What you want wrong?
No. I say get out! Come out! You are not blaming for this. What kind of fraud are you? You don't even wake up. Shepherd baby. Not even 3 weeks old.
So he has fit in, and we think that more of that can happen. I think there should be more collaboration between us.
Come back to Kingston. No, I just realized. No, this is my brother, man. You see this guy? Yeah, man.
I think there should be more collaboration between us, not just as a college, but even as a country. And he being one of the first to come to Jamaica to study. I think that is just absolutely wonderful. He's like a pioneer, you know what I mean? So Paco is the pioneer.
Yeah, this is Art Copino, and I'm from Jamaica, you see me? Yeah, born and raised in Jamaica. Yeah, what I know about my friend named Paco, and he's from Guadalupe. I did the same thing there. You know, say Guadalupe and no fish. You see what I say? So, I don't really know a lot still, because we not born and grow with him, but when I can tell you this far, he's a good youth, you see me? I respect him for that, because he know our culture and he rate our culture. And he might endorse our culture anywhere in the world. So, I have to give him 95 out of 100. I don't know when I keep back 5, but you can't give everybody everything. You have left back some for yourself, though.
Si mal, je pas arrêter puis sans cabane même. Tous les jours comme la cabane d'idée pour foutre mat là dehors.
Et où savez-vous fait chambon les petits moments là en vendredi saint? Même jour que Jésus. Comme ça, l'autre grand garçon monte et béni plus chance en la vie. Mon cas dit
tous les jours, tu pourras pas rien qui bat tambour. Ça peut mener pour côté.
Tell them I'm bound to make it. I must make it. I have to make it. Oh Lord, I'm bound to make it. I have to make. Look here, I'm learning to sing. Don't you guys worry, I'm learning to sing. You know, at Terra, the governor always, Terra and Palm Tree Boy, they just mash up the thing nice like that. So every time we start, you know, that is the song we use. So Terra, you know, you and Palm Tree, big up all yourself. But right now, guys, you know what we do? Today, I'm bound to make it. Somebody who bound to make it and has to make it, qui devrait réussir dans la vie, sera là avec nous. Vous allez voir, hein, si vous parlez français, créole, patois, restez là, ne bougez pas. Je vous dis, ne bougez pas. Don't move because you would love to speak with this guy, gentleman that we have here, actor who is bad like what? You know, he's multi-talented, and today we're sharing some love. So it's not Frenchie alone, Frenchie and company from another country, guys. And so I ain't gonna stick longer. I'm gonna bring him on because we have a lot to talk about. You understand? Make sure you're ready, my brother in the back there. Make sure you're ready because I know you're ready to come. And let me show them your face. Guys, tell your friend, share this with your friends and family because today we're talking several languages. If you're from Grenada, Guadeloupe, Jamaica, Africa, you name it, wherever, Haiti, Dominic Che. All right. Here we go, my brother. Stepping in.
Yeah, man.
You could see me and you could hear me. Watch me now.
I can see you. I can hear you. Good evening, every people in the Caribbean who are watching us, who will come to join us. I'm very glad to see you, Woji. Very happy to have this meeting with you. Welcome to Guadeloupe. We're in Guadeloupe now. Welcome to Guadeloupe. So it's been long, I don't see you. So how are you guys? How are you?
Great, man. All is well in Grenada. You know how life is nice, sweet. You know,
yeah.
We're having fun down here. You know, the place hot, but we're enjoying life. You understand? And yes, I hear you say where you're from. You're from, how you say that? Guadeloupe? How you say that?
Guadeloupe. It's in English, then say Guadeloupe. Guadeloupe. Guadeloupean. French say Guadeloupe. In Creole, Guadeloupe. Guada for the language, the slang language, Guada. But it's Guadeloupe. Guadeloupe. So you understand what I mean when I say Guadeloupe. So you know where it's located, right?
No, I've never been to Guadeloupe, you know. Yes, I've never. If you could tell the audience, I mean, I don't even speak French, so today you're going to share a little bit of love with us, you understand? All right? Make sure they could see your face, you know. Make sure they could see your face. You see when I zoom in, I want them to see your face.
So I don't really change my face. I was on the beach today because it's very hot, like Grenada. Guadeloupe is very hot. So, so for introduce myself, my name is Paco Major. So I'm from Guadeloupe. I'm an actor from Guadeloupe, but I'm born in Paris. So my journey is different than some people born in the Caribbean. So before I start, I want to thank you everybody who be part on my journey because it's a long journey, the way I start and even when I meet you in Jamaica. So thank you for everybody. You have some people who pass away I meet on my journey and they pass away already. So bless, give thanks to them. So I remember, I don't know if you remember the last one, it was Ibo Cooper. You remember Ibo?
Yes, man. Of course,
yeah.
Ibo the Grandmaster.
Yeah, so I need to talk about this man because I remember every morning, for go to the drama school, you must pass by the music school, right?
You must.
You must. I remember I see this man every morning at the same hour, the man on the music school, like a passionate, like a pastor, like a pastor for the music. Yes. So I was very sad when I hear about his gone away.
Yeah.
And his passing. So I want to give thanks to him also. But what we're gonna talk about is the fact that everybody gonna understand. So my English is not really perfect, right? Because when I meet Frenchie, Roger Christopher Williams in Jamaica in 2014, guys, I never speak English in my life. Right?
Hey, voila. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. Oh, we're going to talk
Yes.
about that.
Yes. So my journey starts. So before that, I want to read something for you guys. Something I don't know if everybody, I don't know if everyone hear about my story, this story. And I'm gonna read this story because I'm talking about on my play, Shanzi. It's a letter I write from my mother. And this period of my life, it's at that time I realized I'm an artist. I have to do something with the art, and I'm productive. And at that time, I get the click, you know. So at this period of my life, so I don't know if you know, maybe you know, you my friend, you know. So I was a soldier. I go to the war. You know, I'm at the young from my young. I was maybe 20 old years, and I decided to go to the war. And I write something I'm talking about on my play, and I'm gonna read it for you. So I know it by heart because it's my play, it's my text, and this text give me the click. So it's a little short story, and I explain you, and you're gonna talk about it after. And from that, my journey starts. So okay. I want to tell you something. I was talking for my mom, and I say I want to tell you something before I'm dying. I go to the army because I'm trying to become somebody. I was just recruited to go to the war. Serb and Croatian been battling since 4 years with high power weapons. I'm on duty. Boom, some explosion. I could only smell death. No food since 1 month. We were hungry. And that day in town, I drifted from the base into the bushes where I saw a wild goat. It was fast, but not giving up. I leaped, grabbing the animals around his hooves and stabbed it many times. I returned to the base with the bloody goat on my shoulder. My comrade was amazed and rushed to help me. As a boy growing up in Shenzi, I remembered how they skinned and sunned the hide for weeks. We jerk and eat, and all was filled. And with no tools, I made several drums from it. Colonel gently congratulated everyone at the end of the mission and kept the party honoring my bravery. Food such as tropical spices was sent by the soldier family from the Caribbean. We had a feast, and I truly beat my drum as I was happy watching everyone dancing and eating. From that day, Uche, I say, yes, I'm born for be an artist. So I can explain you how that happened, but when I see the wild goats, and I remember when I was young, my father, you know, when you're in the Caribbean, maybe something you do like that in your country, when you kill a goat, sometimes you take the skin and you put it high in the sun. And you know that is like that you start to create the drums and sing. And I remember a man show me that in Shanzi when I was growing up in Shanzi, and I never forget that. And when I go to the army, it was my first experience of to be an artist. Understand? It was my first experience because soldier to artist, that was quasi impossible to become a soldier with a gun and you ready for kill some people or you ready for die. And at the same time, you make soldiers enjoy themselves on the war situation. So at that time, the Colonel Gentry, the chef of the army, French army, said to myself, "Hey yo, Mr. Major, you're not a simple artist. You have something to do with the art, and he will be not surprised if you hear about me maybe 20 years after, you know." So that is my journey. That day my journey start. In the middle of the war, I was in Yugoslavia, actually named Kosovo, and I was maybe 20 old years. But I started by playing music before, right? But at that time, I was really on this way to become an artist.
Okay. Arrête là.
Yeah.
About your revenue. We'll get back to that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But I want to. I normally when I interview artists, we start from school.
Yeah.
So we're going to take your journey, from school. If you could tell us, about your life in school, primary school, or wherever, whatever the journey was like. How was it?
Okay. So when I start the school, so my family, as I tell you, I born in France. You see, I'm born. You have a volcano in Guadeloupe, right?
Right.
I born around when the eruption of the volcano happened. The eruption of the volcano happened in by 1976, and from that, I always change school. I was in France, go to Paris, go to Guadeloupe, go back to France, go back to Guadeloupe. So my school was. It's mean I was in how you call for the babies in France. In France, they call that la crèche. When you go to the I start with French. After the primary school, I start a part in France and a part in Guadeloupe. But Guadeloupe, you have two parts. You have Basse-Terre and Grande-Terre. So I was in school in Basse-Terre and in Grande-Terre, and at this period, my family was moving a lot between Paris and Guadeloupe and change house. It was a out life condition, and finally when I get 5 years, they let me for my auntie. So I continue my school in
at 5 years. Wait. At 5 years old, your parents gave you to your auntie?
To my auntie, yeah. So and I going up with her, and I go to school in Pointe-à-Pitre, and I discover. At 5 years, I discover what is the my journey start to learn how to play drums, because I was passionate by drums on the road. So
at quel age? What age?
By 7 old years, I start to play mass, but it was forbidden for me. Sometimes I was trying to escape to go to the carnival on the Sunday and go to the Akio. You have a big band named Akio. So, and at that time, I start to play drums and play, we call that calabash, but that is in Guadeloupe is Chacha. I'm playing like Chacha. I'm starting to play that on the road. And I realized I never got the chance to go to school for learn drumming, because that was very difficult for pay the courses, the lesson. So I'm start to practice on the road, and you imagine a lot of people are talking about that. You have some people on my community was named Gaza, and this is the first one he see my talent in drumming, and he bring me to the carnival, and he teach me how to play drums with the stick. And a few years later, I was in school. I was in high school. I was in high school. I never know I'm gonna be on the same school than famous artists in Guadeloupe now. So I go to the school in high school, and in high school I was with a music teacher named Mr. Camier.
Mm-hmm.
And this man helped me a lot to become first a musician, because I'm a musician before I'm an actor.
Mais attends, avant d'y aller, toi, tu y vas vite, toi.
Yes.
You're going there, wait, slow down, my brother.
Yes. So,
I want to let the people know how méchant you were, how troublesome you were in school. Were you very troublesome? You used to give teachers a lot of problems?
Not really. Some people love jokes. I love jokes. I love a joke. I was talking a lot in school, because when you have a lot of energy, you have to spend the energy. I was a really physical boy. Love to joke, love to learn, and and I not really, and I was not the first student at school, but I was not the last one. I was not the last one. I was not the last one, but I realized when I was in school, you have certain things I was enjoy it, like sport, music, and I would love poetry, and
Poetry, yeah.
poetry and French language, but like geography, history, physics, maths. That was not my stuff. But I was a student. I was a student really serious at school. Out of school, it was another character, but in school, I was I was like right. You wouldn't know school. Even I don't learn too much, but I was okay with the teacher then.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Et voilà. And then now secondary school. Now we could go back to secondary.
On the secondary school, we have I was on by my auntie, and at that time I start to so at that time I was questioning myself about how I can connect with people. You have the same energy than me and the same how I can say the same vision of life on me. That's something I was shocked when I was on primary secondary school. It was when I was in school. Something always shocked me is when we was on the pause. When you make a break at the school between the two courses, you have a break.
Mhm.
I have a lot of white girls and clear skin girl play with on the school on the yard. They play with you. And something I always remark, I always observe that when I was young. When you come out of the school, I don't see them anymore. Yeah, because it was like a separation of when they were school, we are talk together and we go there, we enjoy themselves. And when we come out to school, we don't see each other. So we go to the same town, but I never see them, I never cross them and never meet them, buy clothes or buy food. It was that was an interesting approach about how this kind of people come to the same school than you, and after school they have them life and you have your life. So I'm start to study every sport of rich people, because this kind of people, they was playing like they have a pool on the house, they have piano on the house, and they play basketball or they play tennis, or some of them learn to swim, and some of them learn to ride houses and things. And I never get my family never get money to pay something like that for me, but I always learn all this sport by myself, and I become good enough. I become very good. I play tennis about 10 years. 10 years like a professional tennisman. I do water polo. My favorite sport was water polo. I don't know if you know the sport.
No, dis-moi.
You know the sport water polo?
No, dis-moi, no.
Water polo, it's like a handball but on the water.
Wait.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was my favorite sport. I'm playing water polo. My first sport was water polo. And after I'm always trying to learn sport people don't learn. Black man don't learn, as I can say. That time it was, we see a black man, or only one black man who was playing tennis at that time. It was Yannick Noah. I don't know if you know him. He's a French tennis man. So it was, and people always say, Paco, why are you doing a black man? You can't play this. You can't play this. I remember to buy a racket. The price of the racket is the price of maybe 2 months of food. Yeah. So that was expensive stuff to play tennis. But I learned to play tennis and I learned to ride horses, because I get a girl in my parish where I living, and she was know how to ride horse. She have a horse. She have the possibility to ride horse, and she teach me, and I learned to ride horse. and I learned to swim, and I learned to play tennis, and I do a lot of things like that by not like just by envy, because they always say that not possible for black man. So that was my goals when I was. So when I started in school and primary school, that was the part where I learned every physical sport like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So where you get the time?
At the time, it was most of the time I was escaped from my auntie. You know, I was like, when I know she's not on the she's at work, or she's not on the community. So I leave. I take a bus, or I make a stop, and I go to my thing. You know, I always find a way. You know, and that's strange because at that time we never used to have phone and WhatsApp and things like that. And everybody was on time. Everybody was on the place. Everybody was know what to do and how to reach on the place, and you know. So yes, it was funny.
That was good timing because we work with time and energy that time, man.
Yeah,
You have to move at that particular time. You have to be there because there's no other means of communication. You're right.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, and adding to that now, so where was all of that happening? In France or in Guadeloupe?
No, all that happened in Guadeloupe, but in different parts in Guadeloupe, because I was changed the school many times. So sometimes it was on the southwest of the Guadeloupe, sometimes it was on the north of Guadeloupe. So I do a lot of school. I remember people tell me, a teacher tell me one day, "Oh, little boy, you know every school in Guadeloupe, you." when I see your board, I see. I was a little bit ashamed, but I say, yes, Mama, it's not me, it's my family. You make me on that way, you know.
So why were they moving so much? Pourquoi ils bougeaient tellement?
At that time, my family was a little, you know, every family, Caribbean family, have a lot of problem when they set up their life. They was young. It was difficult at that time to find a house or find a job or find, you know, a stability, you know. Because remember, if I born in France, my family come from France and they go back to Guadeloupe. Remember, it's the same thing happened to most of the family in the Caribbean. They try to get a better life in Europe, in France, and most of the time they don't stay long. Some people say you have families stay in Paris and build them life and stay in Paris. But my family decided to come back to Guadeloupe, and at that time it was difficult. By the 1980. It was difficult to find job, find a house, and you know, for the both, for my mom and my father, you know. So I was thinking, sometimes I said that was not so easy for them. That's why they let me for my auntie, you know, because you remember, I don't know if that in your country, but Guadeloupe have this part of the culture when the family when they don't able to take care of you, or they have too much, or maybe you have too much kids on the house, they give the first one or the second one to another for take care of it. At that time, you know, it was like that for me. That's why I was always moving from school, you know. So yeah.
Okay, I got that. So, but during that time, did you ever get a chance to return to France?
Yes, I returned in France. I stay like that, like when I was 17, until I get 17, and at 18 old years, I decided to go to France by myself. You know, I decided to go back to France by myself. But at that time, I was in school, so I left the school when I finished the high school. I stopped school and I'm saying I want to do my stuff by myself, and I stopped school and I asked for go to the army, because at that time it was the last time in France. It was not something you must do at that time. Now it's something like it's a job. Soldier become like a job, or like you know, like a kind of life for people. But at that time it was rules of French. It means when you get 17, when you get 18, you must to go to the army, you know. And me, I was on the part of the last time that become before that become go to the army, forget the job, you know. It was a rules of French government. It was like my father, my grandfather do it, my uncle, and me. I was the last generation who get time to see these changes, you know, the time you go to the army, because you have 18 old years or 20 old years, you must to go. It means it was something on my culture, like if my family always say, if you have nothing to do when you get 18, if you have nothing to do and you are trouble people them in Guadeloupe, go to the army, man, and you're gonna become a man. You know, it was that say, and you know, I don't let my family tell me that. They don't get the time to tell me go to the army because you know how to do. I go by myself. I write letters and I say yes, I want to go. Before go, it was a mission, brother. It was a mission because my family never expect I gonna leave Guadeloupe by myself. I was young, you know. So I write letters for the commandant in French army, and he said, yes, you want to go to the army, may you have army in Guadeloupe. Why you wanna come to France? I say, yes, sir. If I go to Guadeloupe in army, it's not the army really, because Guadeloupe is my house. I'm gonna go home every night. It's not really army. It's like you waste time. I go to the army on the weekend. The weekend I'm home and I watch movie. I say, no, I don't want this kind of army. You say, yes, if you don't want this kind of army, you have to find a solution for go to Paris by yourself. Mm-hmm. So for leave my family for go, that is something I never say nobody. I never tell that. Even my mom don't know how I leave Guadeloupe like that. So I write the letters, and it was like a decision, a final decision to write the letters and say the army, I want to go to the army, but I'm gonna pay my ticket by myself. So that's not supposed to happen. They're supposed to pay a ticket for you for go to the army because it's a French rule. But if I want to go to France, do my services, I need to pay my ticket. If I don't pay my ticket, I stay in Guadeloupe. You see? So I need to find a way. I get 3 weeks to find a way to find some money to pay my ticket and go to the army. You know? So you know, Guadeloupe have a lot of things. So I find some friend help me, some friend give me. So at that time I was hustling some stuff like food, vegetable, and different things on the road. And I get some money and I pay my ticket. But I never see my family. I said to my auntie, I go to Paris in the army 2 days before my flight. And she get upset and she say, oh, why you go to France? I let you in Guadeloupe. Guadeloupe, you have army, you have everything. Or why you go to France? Me now go see you again. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not agree you leave to Guadeloupe, blah, blah, blah. I say, yes, auntie, you have to say that, Memo. I want to leave. I don't like to stay in Guadeloupe for do the army because that don't make no sense for me. And she was upset, but after she let me go, she bring me to the airport. And when I go back to France, I reach on the army in France, and they put me because I was in school. I was studying music. I was in music part in high school. And I stopped the music because I said I can never become famous with a drummer, with the drum still. So I'm stopped the music and I go to the army, but they put me on the music army. You know? They put me on the, you know how they call that? You know the people.
Band? You were in a band or something?
Yeah, you put me on the band. And the band, you have 7 and 10 years of studying music. So I don't know nothing about that. So they put me on that. they put me on for in France. You have a national day in name 14 juillet. Okay, 14 juillet is the day of every soldier make a big. They go to Paris, you see Champs-Élysées, all that, and they make a big walk and they celebrate every people. He participate on the war and that. And he put me on the musician. He do the ceremony, but me with only professional musician. People is study in conservatory about 7 years, 10 years. Me, I'm studying Zouk and Guadeloupe. I don't know nothing about La Marseillaise or something like that. You know is the musical is the hymn national of the France.
La Marseillaise.
La Marseillaise. So I don't know nothing about. I don't know. You don't even know the note for play that on the drums. So then say I passed the casting for play the drums, and all the jury say no, that's not possible, and they give me the opportunity to go where I want to go. You know, from the musician of the soldier, they tell me as I'm not a good musician for that, I'm not, you know, I can stay here because I'm not really study music like, you know, like a French and thing. So they give me the opportunity to choose where I want to go. And at that time I say I want to go to the war. They say what? I say yes, I want to go to the war. I want to do something I feel important. If I don't play music, if I don't do that, if I can stay in Guadeloupe, if I go in Paris already, let me go somewhere I can discover myself. You don't want me to play music? You don't want me to play music? You want me to play with the gun? So send me with the gun. So, and after they send me somewhere close to Paris, Chateau de Versailles. You don't know, you hear about that Chateau de Versailles, close to the Paris, or 2 months after this group moved to Yugoslavia, go to the war. And I say yes. Yeah. So they put me, when they ask me where I want to go, I say I want to go to the war. And say, okay, you want to go to the war? You can stay in the music. So they put me on this place. They send me on this place. And on this place, 2 months after, I signed to go to the war. But before to go to the war, we have a lot of things to pass. You have physical tests, psychology tests, eyes tests, shooting tests, condition mental tests. Yes, and I passed all that. You remember my name? My name is Major. So when you put your name in French army, you name Major, you have to, you cannot pretend, you know, because Major is a distinction in the French army. You know, my real name is a distinction. When you have this distinction in French army, it means you're able to, how I can say, you're able to face every situation, right? When you major in the French army, you know?
You're like a masterman.
Yeah, you're like a master.
Excellent. Yeah.
I have only the name. I don't have the experience. I have only the name. and by the 2 months before I go to the war, I'm start to learn a lot about myself, how to resist on the cold country, first of all, because, you know, I'm born in Paris, but I grew up in the Caribbean, you know, so we don't have the habit to dress with big coats and every, you know, you have this jacket by maybe 12 hours on your back, 12 hours by 20 out of 20 on your back. So it was an experience, and after I learned to live on the cold country, and after learn to live in community, because in French army you can meet African and Arab and from the West, from the Ocean Indian, like from Réunion and Tahiti, Nouméa, all that. So, and after you have to learn to physically shooting, fighting, beating, and all this kind of thing.
Wait, give me some more details in that. I like it. Give us an idea of how is it painful, enjoyable, pleasure.
So first of all, every
Just give me
Caribbean. So first of all, Caribbean, every Caribbean, I think I can say every Caribbean, but most of the Caribbean is a good shooter. You know, because on the Caribbean we use a lot of games in the country for kill birds. You know, we have a lot of, I don't know how you call that. In Guadeloupe we call that just pomme banza. You know, something we create with some elastic band, and when you use,
we say the slingshot.
Yeah,
the catapult.
Yeah, catapult. Yes, in English, but in Creole we call that banza or just pomme. Just jeu de pomme en français, mais en créole c'est just pomme. Okay, and that I used to play with that along when I was young in the country. You know, kill bird and try to catch something and whatever. And first of all, the French army realized every Caribbean are good. All of them are good shooter. So when you have a shooter, a black shooter from the target, most of them we get the target, you know. So we pass this thing, and I realized in the French army after maybe three months of training, you know, some people like me, OJ. How I can say, I touch every gun it can exist in the French army. You know what that means? Hey. So for me, I was like everybody else say, yes, your Paco, sometimes you have a bad attitude and thing, but you have to know about me. When I was in war, before I go to the war, the preparation before you go to the war, you have a lot of physical and mental and psychological part of it. So you have to learn a lot of things about yourself. But what I was say, it was not my plan. It was not my plan. I never planned to do that on my life. But some people like me, I touch every gun that exists on the French army, and I was good on it or not. You have some gun we call FRF2. Is a sniper gun. I was good on that one. That's why I'm saying every Caribbean are good shooter. You see the gun of the weapon of the sniper. I use that. So I touch every gun. Even I don't like to shoot people because I never kill nobody, right? I never kill nobody. But the French army teach you how to get the self-control of yourself. Teach you how to learn how to use this kind of weapon. But teach you how to control certain situation in wartime, and you must have it means you start to know yourself better on every situation, you know, because the worst situation is the war. If you can manage the war, you can manage all the rest. You understand what I'm saying?
Got you.
So, and after you have a lot of physical tests, like they put me in the room 1 week without food, without nothing. 1 hour to come out. Yes, it's if they catch you, so you don't have to denounce certain things in the French business, you know. So if they catch you, you must resist, and you know. So they train you, they give you some training for that. For you see, at that time I become very tough on myself. That's why sometimes you maybe realize when I was in school, I have a character very tough. But it's not really because of me. It's because what I'm living, what I'm seeing, and what I know already about interaction of people, you know. So, you know, I never fight with nobody at school, but sometimes my word was strong, you know, because remember I was not speaking English and most of the people never understand what I was saying. So In that part on the French army, and on this part of my journey, this part of my at this time of my age, I realized a lot of things, and that pushed me to keep going to the art, because even I was in the army, I always travel with 2 sticks, drummer stick. Yes, I was in Yugoslavia. People I see explosion at one and thing, and I play on the for forget the bomb and for forget the situation. I was playing on my back with the stick, and I played 2 hours, 3 hours like that, for forget the detonation I was hearing every day. You know, so that is. This experience is not a good experience for everybody, for nobody. I don't advise nobody to go to the war. But that helped me, because I go to the war not like everybody. I go to the war because I try to know myself. I try to know how I can reach a certain confidence to myself. And some people a lot of people go to the war for the money. A lot of people go to the war for the glory, or for get the chance to kill or to shoot. Me, I don't go to the war for kill people or for. It was, how I can say, it was just a studying of myself, you know how I can reach, where's my limit, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I get you, man.
Yeah.
Got you there. And that's you there? You see that picture on the screen?
That's me with the bulletproof. It was, you know, even I was on the war, I was always laughing, you see? I want now. You see me, I laugh with the gilet proof.
Yes.
The
bulletproof vest. Ah, man, you're good. I see you. Right. So that finished. You're back now to how you left the army out. Did you leave the army and then you get back to Guadeloupe? Let's tell me about that journey.
Okay, when I left the army, that was another problem, because you stay 2 years on the army, you have money, you have food, you have everything, you're comfortable, you have pretty clothes, you have stuff. Then when you finish the army, you not depend to the friends again anymore. You depend about yourself, so you have to get find a work, and create your life. At that time, you're supposed to have a wife, get a house, build a family, get babies and things. That's supposed to be the plan of every man or young man. But me, you know, I'm not like any other, pas comme les autres, you know. So that happened I want to say, it was not like I planned. It was not like I planned. When I finished the army, brother, and I was in Paris, and I was so lonely, brother, because when you stay 2 years and you see things are going, even it's the war, but you have friends, you create connection with friends and things. I was so lonely, and I tried to find something I can do after the army. And after the army, it was a difficult period for me, because I said what I can do. Because before they asked me if I want to stay on the army. Mm-hmm. And at that time, I realized army is not something for me. That's why I have locks on my. Will never come back to the army again. Because I realized you have people, you have career in the army. You have black people, you reach far in the army. But for me, as I have a lot of energy, I cannot use my energy for kill people or for trouble people in different countries. Go to Afghanistan, Kuwait, and most of the time they're gonna send me on the country. We have black people like me. You see, when they ask me, I get 2 possibilities: stay in the army or go to the police. When you go to the mission like that, you can become inspector or commissar now, because you have experience of the outside, So when you come from the army like that, you can put you on the school for become inspector or the police. I get 2 possibilities: stay in the army or go to the police, police level. But I said, no, man, I too love enjoying myself. I too love dancing, and I too love, and I want to make I want to contribute to my culture, you know. And the army is not a way to contribute on your culture. You're not contribute. I'm not. You are just kill people or just trouble people, you know, or win your money, get your life, and things. It was not that my plan. I realized, so I decided to come out to the army and let it like that. But come to the you come to the civil. You know, you come from the military and you come back to the civil. They say that in French, civil. You know, you become
now a civilian again, back to normal life.
Yeah, you're civilian again. And at that time, that was very difficult for me because in French, I'm black. It's difficult for get a job because you have only high school certificate, and you have army, but you go to the war, you go to the thing that the people on the job in Paris don't want to see that. They want they want you with the experience of the job they want you to do, not experience of going and white truck and things like that. So it was difficult. That was so difficult for me. And one day, I called a friend of me. His name Regis Therese. Can never forget this man. He's from Martinique. I called this man when I come out to the army, and the man tell me, "Yes, Paco, you come from you finish your war business." I said, "He said, you finish your war business?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Yes, Paco, come. I have some people to introduce you." And he bring me to the gospel business, brother. he bring me to the gospel business. Some people bring me to the Regis Therese, bring me to the gospel band. And 2 weeks after, I become drummer of a big band in gospel in France. After the army, I become gospel drummer, and I start to we start to make a tour in France, go to different countries like Spain, Switzerland, Belgium, and different theater. And I remember the first time, my first show for the gospel business, it was on the chapel. It was on the chapel in middle of Paris. It was my first show with the gospel band. It named the 100 Voice of Gospel. Yeah, the name of the band was 100 Voice.
100, wow, okay.
100 women. Brother, me can tell you what, you know. That wicked. I'm staying maybe 10 years on this band with 100, but sometimes it's split, sometimes with 10, 20, 40. Like when you have big ceremony. So I'm playing on a big stage in France, like Bercy, Zenith, big stage with 300, 500 people, you know. So, and after 10 years after the gospel, I decided to stop and I decided to build music by my community, by myself. It's been I quit my studio in France and I'm start to play drums for band, you know. At that time, it was 2000 and 2005. I'm starting 2000 and I'm start to build my studio in 2009 and I stopped the gospel by 2010, something like that. I stopped.
Oh, so that time, around your time, we here in the Caribbean, we were hearing a lot of Zouk. Was that around your time?
Man, I'm born with the Zouk, man. I see this music born in my country. The Zouk born really in 1982 or 1981. Before it was not really Zouk, it was something we call Kados Rampa or Kabolo. It was something like as a drummer, I can explain you the signification of the Kabolo. What you call Kabolo, the Kabolo, it's the carnival music in Bastille. It's something we play in the afternoon in Guadeloupe. You have two kinds of carnival. You have carnival with band, with speaker, and you have carnival with wheel musician like skin goat, drum, skin goat. That is two parts of carnival in Guadeloupe. And the Kabolo was the music with the caisse claire. You see, it's some element of the drums they put on the road and they play with keyboards You know, so you have the rhythmic, you have the bass, and you have the blah, 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 blah. You have all the rest of instrument on the road. I follow the bass of the bass, guitar, and synthesizer or keyboards, how you call it.
Keyboards,
you know?
yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and before there was this kind of music, and you have compa music, Haitian music, come to Guadeloupe with this kind of music. So it was balancing between Cabolo and compa music and the Dominican music, not Republic Dominica music.
Yeah, Dominica.
Calypso and Cadas compa. So and by 1980, 182, we start to build the Zouk music, and the that pass at you see that pass, they change, and the differences between the compa and the Zouk, it's the way you play the Charleston. You know, the Charleston is the Zouk music. With the rim shot of the beginning of the Cabolo, you know, the ting. You know, that is the whip shot, and you mix with the Charleston. They give you the tap, and the compa music is with the cymbal. That different of the Zouk. And the Zouk have another particularity. You have the what do you call that? The temps and contretemps. I don't know how you call that in English, but you know. So I see this music born, so that's why I can explain you. I see the Zouk born because in my family I have a great artist also.
It's like the beat on the beat and off the beat, off beat.
Yeah. On the beat, where the compa is more free, and the Zouk music is more structured with different elements. You have the cloche, you have the congas, and you have the tom bass. You have the tom bass, and you have the association of each instrument give you the Zouk. Sometimes it's some similar than the compa, but you have a difference between these two music. Understand? So as I said, the Zouk emerged in 1982 with the first artist of the Zouk in Guadeloupe, like Eric Bouta. I know you know Eric Bouta. Yeah, that is one of the first Zouk. I'm not talking about Kassav. Kassav is the most popular musician.
They like the channel.
But the first in the country, the first Zouk artist. They quit this music by themselves. You have Eric Bouta, you have Gilles Floro. All of them gone already. They passed away already. But these people, we respect a lot of the music. That is the pioneer of the Zouk music. It's kind of people like that, you know, like Eric Bouta, Gilles Floro. A lot of them was on the beginning of the Zouk, like Tania Saint-Val. You know Tania Saint-Val? Tania Saint-Val. You have Tania Saint-Val start. You have a lot of good musicians like Frédéric Caracas, Willy Salcedo. You have Experience Set. They start the Zouk. And in fact,
that's the foundation you're giving there, Paco.
Yeah, that's the foundation of the Zouk. I know they big on me, but I see them perform. I see Tania Saint-Val perform. She was young. She started to sing. She born from do music from little girl. You know, a lot of them. You have a lot of talented people like that in Guadeloupe. Start the Zouk, build the Zouk music. I have another one. Dominique Panol is one of the pioneer of the music Zouk. He's alive. I think he's alive. He's alive. You have a lot of he died. He passed away. But we need to give thanks to this kind of people is on the out today, because the Zouk which found now, the Zouk music which found the world.
Well, yes, but it was very present. Well, it is still present in the Caribbean. That's why I mentioned that, because If you say Kassav in Grenada, a lot of people will know about Kassav because they think Kassav is the formation to Zouk. But I'm glad you're explaining it here now that once you hear Zouk, a cadence, they thinking it's Kassav. So you understand? So I'm glad you're explaining that a bit. You understand?
Because you have some confusion about this kind of thing. Yeah. So
I got you. But what finally, before we move on, what makes it, you were explaining the rhythm and so on, but what makes it so sweet that once you hear it, it doesn't matter the language, you have to move?
Yeah, because it doesn't matter the language, but first of all, this music was created for the interaction between a man and a woman. You see, that's why. Because most of the text, most of the lyrics was writing about the situation, even good thing or bad thing also, because you have a good story about. But the lyrics was basically on the relationship with a man or woman, what the woman think or what the man think at that about which situation, or So that's why when you talk about something, you cannot something that must be sweet, because this music also create for the something is very I can say unique on the Caribbean. Maybe have the other country have it, but first of all, this music is for dancing, and you know how you can dance Zouk. You can dance Zouk, not like dancehall. Yeah, you don't dance Zouk like dancehall or salsa or whatever. You dance Zouks. One man and one girl. That must be sweet. That must be sweet. You know what I'm saying? So when the Zouk occur, the sensuality of the music. So it means every musician think about how a woman gonna dance on the Zouk, for make it so smooth and so nice and so, That's
so
why.
Does that mean that the Guadeloupeans are loving, caring, kind, nice, romantic?
Yeah, we always be like that. We always be like that. Even now the time changed, but Guadeloupean always kind of romantic people and say.
Are the ladies nice? Are they loving and caring?
Yeah, we have kind of everyone. It's been sometimes they love too much. They love too much. Then I can say, man also love too much. Man. Sometimes the woman of the new generation, they love too much. They love that one, they love that one, they love that one, they love that one. So back in the day, it was when you quit something or when you have a relationship with a woman, example, it means you have a relationship with a woman, everything good on the thing. Patrick Saint-Éloi quit a song of that, of this relationship when you have a woman and you say, okay, baby, the song say, moi travaille toute la semaine, où est-ce la vie capoté, tous les jours c'était chargé, puis j'en dis rivé, j'arrivais passer linge là-bas, moi, tous les ans, moi j'assiré, pour nous aller zouker. That is the situation, the man explained the situation, he say, you're working every week, all the week, and today you and me, baby, we are gonna come out, we're gonna dance Zouk. That is explain the relationship on the song sweet, and every woman feel concerned when they say, yes, my man, take me out tonight. We're gonna dance Zouk. You see? So that's music quit. I think the base of this music quit for that, for connect people, connect relationship, consolidate relationship, and explain what happened in the relationship.
Et voila, yes, man, yes. My friend said that the people from Guadeloupe and Martinique, they have a different texture in their skin, and they pretty, bell. Yeah. Is that something special over there with the sun, What?
No, not
You have a
really.
different
You know,
melanin in Guadeloupe and Martinique? Or?
it's the same song for you, for me, for Grenada, for Barbados. So I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. It's the same thing. In Grenada, we see this. The last time I was in Grenada, I see clear skin, pretty girl skin like Guadeloupe and Martinique. That don't make no sense. You make the confusion between. As I say, my friend, when I go to Barbados, I say, Neil, yes, I love to see the sunset. But in fact, it's the same sunset I have everywhere. You know, it's a sunset Barbadian, but it's a sunset I see from my country. You know, so it's not for me. As I love Martinique, no, I love Martinique and I love the mentality because it's not the same. I can say the same approach of life. That's why some people think you have certain difference, but we have no difference. It's the same thing. You can find clear skin in Guadeloupe, like clear skin in people. You can find stupid people in Martinique, like you can find stupid people in Guadeloupe, and stupid people everywhere. So the people who try to make the difference between Guadeloupe and Martinique is people who don't understand nothing. Because now actually you can say yes, you pure from Martinique or you pure from Guadeloupe. You know, nobody can say you pure Grenadian or you pure C, because everybody spread the love. Everybody spread the love. And when we spread the love, you are saying, yes, me not spread the love with you because you did well the difference. As I said to Jamaican many times when I was at school, where you can never be a Paco, you are Guadeloupean. Yes, you are Guadeloupean, but where the difference between you? Because you speak Patois and me I speak Creole, but instead we have the same color. You know, you have the same color. We have the same kind of sun for the same kind of food. I see a comment the last time, some woman he say, yes, a man asked a question. He said, who is the best food in the Caribbean? Who has the best food in the Caribbean? And some people say Jamaica, other one say Haitian, and everybody say well, a different thing. But in fact, when you realize, Roger, every food in the Caribbean is not the same. It's the same ingredient. It's not the different type of cooking only, but it's the same thing. You understand what I'm saying? When you make rice and peas in Grenada and rice and peas in Guadeloupe, what the difference? Have I had the same thing? You know? So for the music and for the community, these two communities, Guadeloupe and Martinique, is the same thing. For me, I don't feel the difference. You know?
Okay. Got you. Good. So now that we clear up that, you know, because in case my friends who are listening want to move to leave Grenada and move to Guadeloupe, you know, and somebody from Guadeloupe want to come to Grenada, you know, that will happen. Don't worry. But now we're jumping back to your life and your journey now, because you've walked that path from the army. You've done a couple things, and you've given us some of your life story. But a lot of persons don't know that. So now I want you are now out of the army, relaxing or looking for work alive. How you end up being actor, professionally trained? Let's get a journey. What happened?
Okay. So when I finished the gospel, about 10 years I play gospel, and I build my studio. I go back. I do my first production in 2017. I build my music. I do my first video clip, and I go back to my country because I was tired to France. Living in Europe was not a good condition for me because it's too expensive. So with the music business in living in Europe, I can pay a bill, you know, because the contract is not so much. The money is not enough to get a house, get a car, pay the rent, pay a house, go to find something. The music for me in France, it means to be musician in France was kind of difficult when you don't have paper. The first problem it was the paper. It means the certificate. You are a drummer, and at that time, that is a good question because at this time I realized, yes, Paco, you do a lot of things, but how we can prove that? How you can prove that? There's a lot of bagger chatting as Jamaicans, a bagger chat, a bagger thing. You don't have nothing on your end. You don't have nothing on your end. So when I come back, when I come back to Guadeloupe in 2007, something happened in my life that matched up the entire thing, and maybe if it was not this situation, I will be not where I am now. But in 2017, I built my first clip, I built my first video, I built my first production, okay, musical production, clip, video, music, I do everything. Write my scenario, write everything, produce everything. And the 25 December 2007, the 25 December 2007, some people come to my house and they stole everything.
Whoa.
They stole all the project I start already. From 10 years I get project. You see the board behind the back of me? You see that is every artist is signed for me and it was passed on my studio. You see? You have people is passed away already. I have about 500 people signed for me when I was in Paris in my studio. You know? You understand? So when you're gonna come to Guadeloupe, you're gonna put your signature also. So when I do that and I go back to Guadeloupe, I do my first production, and the 25th December they stole my stuff. They stole my hard drive, my computer, everything, my paper, every project I create on my computer, they stole it. Until now, I never know who take it. I never know. I never find the people. I never know. From that, I was very I turned around in Guadeloupe. It's 2007. I do a lot of job, do a lot of things. And 2009, I live to Guadeloupe and I reached Saint Martin. And I reached Saint Martin and I start to work on the restaurant. For me, I put the business artist back on already. I put down already. For me, I'm gonna finish something. I'm gonna do something else. So I'm starting to work on the restaurant in Saint Martin, in French part, and I start to practice some words in English because it's Saint Martin, but it was not really, the standard English. It was a few words. So, and one day, a white lady, a girl I was knowing in Guadeloupe, she passed on the restaurant. She come to visit Saint Martin and she passed on the restaurant and she tell me, yes, Paco, I have something to tell you. They look for some extra for a TV show. You are not interested? And I say, what? She say, yes, a TV show for do some extra, not for play a role, but for do your figuration. They call that figuration. And so I said, the lady, yes, that's interesting. So she give me a meeting, she give me a number. I call the lady, and maybe the weeks after, I'm start to discover the cinema. You understand, the cinema in Saint Martin? I working on the restaurant, and the weekend I go there discover like I'm a big actor. I go to things. So, and I said to the lady, yes, but I'm interested to see people move from the camera. I'm interested to see. I never come so close to the things, so close to this business. So, and after I do maybe 2-3 extra like that. And one day, another lady called me from Guadeloupe and tell me, yes, Paco, I see you on the TV show in Saint Martin, but we have a TV show in English, BBC London, come to Guadeloupe for a TV show, Death in Paradise. And they look for somebody, interesting. And I say, yeah, really? In Guadeloupe? But I'm in Saint Martin. I can come to Guadeloupe now. I'm in Saint Martin and I try to build a life in Saint Martin. And she tell me, you must come back to Guadeloupe because Saint Martin is not something for you. If you miss this plan, you now go get it again. So even it's a good chance to work with BBC and maybe you're gonna practice your English better and thing. But I have to change my life. 2 weeks, maybe 2 months after, I changed all my life in Saint Martin and I go back to Guadeloupe. Yeah. And 2 weeks after, the lady called me, and it was maybe near to 1 year I was in St. Martin, maybe 9 months or 10 months I was in St. Martin. And I decided to come back to Guadeloupe, sell everything in St. Martin and go back to Guadeloupe. When I go back to Guadeloupe, I go to this business, BBC, forget the job. When I reach at BBC, they tell me, say, yes, you don't speak English, but you can be an actor, Paco, because we don't look really for actor, we look for people for work around the acting business, but not you become actor. That's not gonna be possible, you know? And I say, wow, but I'm not come for that. I say, that's not interesting for me to become people walking. I want to become for the camera, you know, that I want. And I say, no, man, that can't happen. So go back to your house and, you know, come back maybe when you're gonna find a solution. I come back to my house and 1 week after, Roger, they call me back. The same production call me and tell me, yes, Paco, we need some people for drive the boss of BBC. I say, what? And they say, yes, we need some people for drive the boss because the boss come for the first time in Guadeloupe for manage his business with actors and all the team. I make you know, say, on this production, you have 16 people working on this production. You know, 16 people from England come to Guadeloupe for working this production. So, and I don't understand the words. So, and they give me driving the bus. So the production rent a big car for me, like a presidential car. You see? With my locks, I twist my locks, I put a white sheet like I drive like a movie, like a movie star. And I'm working and I drive the bus everywhere. You know? The name of the boss is Mr. Tony Jordan. I can never forget this day. Thank you, sir. So, the man, I drive the man everywhere in Guadeloupe, but the man is the first time he come to Guadeloupe, and Guadeloupe is a very hot country for him, you know? So, he don't have the habit to come out and, you know, the sun is very hot for him and blah, 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 so he don't want to come out. But most of the time, he could give me some change and tell me, yes, Paco, I need that, bring that for me. I need that, bring that for me. You know, give me some change and I go to the supermarket or bring tea. And one day, after maybe maybe 1 week of work with him, I don't do nothing. I'm sitting on the hotel, I'm waiting every day. I'm sitting on the hotel, I'm waiting for the boss come out to go somewhere. But as I tell you, he don't want to come out because the sun too hot for him. So he stay in the hotel most of the time, and he give me the mission to do. And one day, the man give me some change and tell me, go back a Bacardi rum and a Coca Light. A Coca Light and a rum Bacardi. And after, he give me the change and I go to the supermarket, I buy the stuff and I come back. And when I come back, he say, yes, Paco, come. All time you stay outside, come on my room and come and don't drink alcohol. And I say, no, I don't drink alcohol. You want some Coke? And I say, yes, I want some Coca-Cola, and I take a glasses and I put some ice and things. And we start to talk. But imagine I don't really speak English, you know. So I have some few words and I understand I understand a little bit. And the man is on the balcony of the hotel of his room. He's on the balcony. I bring 2 glasses like that of Coca-Cola. That shocked me this day because it's this day the things start really on my head and mash up my whole life now. So I bring on the balcony, I bring 2 glasses with ice with the Coca-Cola, and I give to them and I put on the table. And he tell me, said, yes, Paco, sit down here. And I'm sit down, and he turned his iPad. You know the iPad, he turned his iPad, and he tell me, do you know what it is? And I say, no. And I say some logiciel with some writing and some, you know, and he give me the iPad, and it's the first time of my life I see the dialogue. What is a dialogue of a text of and it was him, he was writing the dialogue for every character on the show, you know. So when he showed me the dialogue, that become I become crazy, Roger. I say, yo, I want to do that, man. I want to do that. And that me want to do, you know? And when he showed me, the first time I see a dialogue, you see, with a script, you know, a script, because cinema is script. I see the character and I read the thing, but it was in English, so I never really understand. But I see the draw, you know, I see the schema. I understand what happened, what this, and thing. And I come back to my house, and that I think about how I can do that in Guadeloupe. Guadeloupe, my God, that can be happen in Guadeloupe to become an actor and things like that. And one morning like that, I wake up even early. I don't know, sometimes you have people talk to me, I don't know, maybe my ancestors tell me what to do. One morning I wake up and I go to a place you say working center. I don't know how you call that in English. But in French country they call that Pôle emploi. It's some place you can go to find job. They can help you to
job center, yeah. It's like a job center, yeah.
Job center, yes. So I go one day like that, I go to the job center in Guadeloupe. And I wake up, I make a good dress, and I go to the job center. And I ask a lady, I ask a man. The first man I ask the man is Pierrot Jimmy. Pierrot, I don't know, Jimmy. I don't remember his name, but his name is Mr. Pierrot. And I said this man, yes, sir, I want to ask something. How I can do? I want to become an actor. How I can learn to become an actor in Guadeloupe? The man watch me and he laugh at me. He say, hey, actor, you don't want to do something else? I say, no, I want to become an actor. And he say, oh, if you want to do actor, you have to pass by theater. You know, now he try to explain me, yeah, if you want to become a big actor, you have to do theater and thing. I can help you here, but you have a solution. You have a lady. This lady passed away already. She named Cynthia Wole. She was the okay, you can say the chef of the service of art, you know, on the job center. She was specialized on the job center, but for art, you know, only for art, musician, artist, and thing. And Mr. Pierrot tell me, go to see this woman, and maybe this woman have something for you, you know. And I go to this woman, and this woman tell me the same thing. You want to become actor? Wow, that's gonna be difficult, Paco. You have to go to France, because every actor go to theater school in France, you know. And the most popular school in France is Cours Florent. It's a big school in France where you learn theater. It's Cours Florent or Studio Pygmalion. So this lady I tell me, Mrs. Cynthia Wole tell me, yes, but that's not gonna be possible because you have to go to France and thing, and you have to go to France, and that's gonna be difficult because your accent and but we have something, and she tried to look something on her office, on her desk, c'est ça, on her desk, and she looked something like that. She looked some paper, and she give me, oh, you have a white man. You know who I'm talking about? Mr. Pierre Lemaire. Yeah. She said to me, you have a white man, he passed just 2 weeks ago, and he have a director of a school in Jama School in Edna Manley in Jamaica. Call this man, and if you like it, if you like this is what he said to you, do it. So I see it was flyers. It was flyers about Edna Manley, come to Guadeloupe, and if you want to participate, if you want to go to Edna Manley, you have to do certain things. So I called the man, I called Mr. Lemaire, and I start to pass the audition. But Mr. Lemaire tell me that's gonna be a problem because you don't speak English. So if you speak only French, so at the beginning he tried to give me text of the Roi Crayon, the King Crayon. King, c'est ça, King Crayon, Ophidis. Give me this text. It's the first time I passed the audition. after refugees for go to the school. But that was not so easy because when I passed the first audition, Mr. Lemel told me so that wow, that's difficult Paco because your pronunciation difficult, your accent is very difficult. That's not gonna be very easy for you. If you really want to do it, try again. So 2 months after, he sent me another text, more easier, but me I have to practice the language. So I look on YouTube how they express the same text. And in my country, you have hills, so you have some mountain, or some people can walk. And from the day he give me the second text, every morning I go to the mountain, I climb the mountain with the text on my hand, and I learn words by words, word by word, and I learn the text by heart. As the audition, Mr. Lemel tell me, yes, Paco, that's good. Say you can go on, you can come. But I never know that costs so much money. I never know. So okay, you want to come to Jamaica, you pass the audition. So when we start to evaluate how much that gonna cost, that was the problem. So I decided to create a project with this lady, Mrs. Cynthia Woolley. So as I'm past the age of become a student already, I'm past the age. So with this lady, she helped me to create a project. In my project, it was to come back to school, to study the language and study something about art. I was not focused on the acting, Roger. My goals, it was to speak English fluently and do something on the art. The fact I speak English, I can do anything in the art. And when I come on the first time, I remember I find Mrs. Aludema Ali. You remember her? The first teacher from South Africa.
Yes, she didn't stay long. She didn't stay long there. Yes, I remember. Yes.
Yeah. And she tell me, yes, Paco, that's gonna be difficult, but you have something. If you push it, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it. But the thing is, when I pass the audition, I go back to see the lady. The lady, that's gonna be difficult to get the money. So we start to create the project, and I start the process of everything to come back to get the money for do that. It means when you start in the process, you have to go back to the job center and make an evaluation psychological about your knowledge. Because I remember I stopped school from high school, you know. I don't have no diploma, no really, I don't have no certificate, you know, because when I stopped,
knowledge, you have to test your prior knowledge, yes.
Yeah, you have to test, and when I test that, I find some psychologists. I see two psychologists. I would say psychologist. I see two psychologists because when I quit the project, they try to analyze me for see if I'm not crazy, if I'm not. If I was really focused on to become actor, you know, you have a lot of process to follow.
Yes.
They ask me many questions. You sure about you become an actor? You're not so crazy, blah 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 blah. So I pass on the process, and when I pass on the process, they say, "Yes, Paco, you can make it." So I quit. I go to the region Guadeloupe, and I asked Edna the bill, the invoice, the invoice, and after I start to quit my project, and I never see nobody nothing. And the 16th September 2014, I come to Kingston and I go back to school the day of my birthday. I go in school at Edna Manley College, Visual and Performing Art. So I never know I'm gonna meet this problem when I go to Jamaica because I can go back now. I get the money, I go to Jamaica, I reach on the school, but I don't understand nothing. you know, with the patois business is the art language. Some students are trying to talk to me, but I can't get it. I can't get it. So one day, Mr. Lemay called me on his office and said, "Yes, Paco, that's difficult for you. That's so hard for you. You can understand. So we have one solution for you. I have another student from Grenada. He speaks French, and he can probably assist you for your courses because you're not going to make it if you don't speak one." So, introduce me to this man. Who is this man? Christopher Roger Williams from Grenada. And from that day, I start to practice the English because of you, you know. Because you remember it was difficult for me when I wish I had not to speak English. And after, when I meet you, you start to explain me. That was really helpful what you did for me because you was not supposed to do that because you was on your studying also. It means you get time for me, time for explain me things, how you're supposed to manage your business at school. That was very thank you. That was very grateful from you to help me at that time. And then, you know, sometimes I become angry because the fact I don't understand the language. Sometimes I say, "Hey, Paco, no man, cool man, that cool man. Yeah, you understand? Yeah. No, Paco, cool down, man. You're not gonna make it like that if you stay." Yeah. So you teach me to keep calm in every situation, and when I get calm, I'm start to understand better the courses. And after when you leave, Neil helped me because I was as I can say, I was more with Neil because Neil was on my school. And as Neil wanted to speak English, that was more easier, you see, with the connection, you know. And Neil, after you, when you moved, Neil helped me a lot but it was only English because Neil now really speak French. But he learned some of words French. But if I get my diploma, Roger, it's because of you. Because at the beginning, you remember they say, "Yes, Paco, you can go back to your country." Now go up and you can come. And then say you can go back to your country. Yeah, you have a language barrier, but you can't stay. But you know, I'm here today, and you know,
and you survived.
Yeah, survived.
You remember when you had to translate? You had to translate your voice and speech.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, Mrs. Montoya, that is really a good teacher. Franchement, I appreciate a lot this woman, Mrs. Montoya, stepman. Even she from Colombia, but now she's Jamaican now. She live in Jamaica for so long, so she's Jamaican now. And yes. she have a sensitive way to show you the things, to make you love the art, and how she expresses, you know, always on time, always push you to practice, always push you to reach what you're supposed to reach. Yes, some people, it was at the beginning, the relationship was tough with her because she's from another culture, you know, she's from Spanish culture, you know. And after, she helped me a lot for my show, for Changi, she helped me a lot. I built Changi with her, you know, and she was really helpful also for this part of my journey. Yeah.
Great. So with that now, I'm going to take you on that journey now at Edna. So we're not skipping anything from year one.
Yeah.
Like, no, because I'm going to get to your Shanzi just now.
Yeah.
But from year one, you came in speaking French, and you said that journey started. So how did you survive year one? The first day?
My God. I use you know, so as I say, from little boy, I have a lot of, little boy, I have a lot of energy. So I see things and I'm not afraid. I'm not scared about new experiences. You know, I never scared about darkness and fight and things like that. And even I hear a lot of things about Jamaica at that time. It's been a lot of violence and crimes and things. And when I realized I have a problem with my language, with the barrier language in school, as I realized I cannot make it if I'm staying in now. You know, if I'm staying in, it's mean at the beginning I was on the campus. Remember, I was on the campus. You know, I was on. I get my room and everything to be comfortable. I was on the second floor. You remember, 38th room. I can never forget this room. But I'm a big man, and they put me in the room with. You put me around a lot of young people, so I can study nothing, Roger. That become a problem for me. I can study nothing every night. Sound system in the kitchen. I build cartel. I build move. I do a play one in the kitchen. You understand? And first years, I say okay, Paco. And honestly, it's my first time. It's the first time of my life when I was on my room. I really cried, Roger. I really cry sometimes. The tears come under my ears. I say, yes, man, you cannot come back to Guadeloupe because everybody gonna laugh at you if you come back. And you cannot stop because you're here already, you're in the country already, and your country pay. Understand? That is the responsibility because they pay something for you. You never really believe at the beginning that happened. You want the country, you have visa, student, you have everything. But you have a big problem, you don't understand and you're not focused on the school because you're not English native, you don't understand the English, you don't understand the art yet. You understand that kind of lost for you. So I get the first problem with Edna, with everybody, as I say in French, le nerf de la guerre c'est l'argent. L'argent, c'est le nerf de la guerre. I get the first problem with Edna because I'm a French, So I never know. So I blame Edna at the beginning, but after I understand. So Guadeloupe is not on the common in the CARICOM, So for explain, we don't have to explain too much thing. Guadeloupe is not on the CARICOM, so the bill for Guadeloupe is more expensive than you. You understand? You understand the courses and everything is more expensive than you. So as Guadeloupe is not on the CARICOM, Guadeloupe is a French country. They say, oh boy, you have money, you are French boy, coming now. Coming now. You understand? So for me, become a French and go to study at Edna Manley is a good opportunity for me, but for Edna also, because it's a French money, So as we not on, is not my fault, it's not the fault of the system, But as we're not on the CARICOM, the money from Guadeloupe for a student from French country is more expensive. You consider it like international student. That's the problem we meet between local student and international student. Even I living on the Caribbean, I was considered like an international student. So I consider they consider the money also internationally. So, so I'll give you an example. I was cover 5 students of Edna by myself. It means my bill cover 5 students. So, whatever. So my first problem, it was the language. If I went get the certificate, I need to practice more. But Roger Williams not gonna stay all time in Edna Manley because you was before me, so you're gonna leave one day, and Neil gonna leave one day. So I need to find a solution. I stay 1 year when I get the first problem with the money business because my problem at that time it was as we're not on the CARICOM, we get a lot of problem for send the fund. We get a lot of problem for send the fund for me. It's mean for Edna. They never give me the fund, but they give the fund to Edna. It's mean the food and everything. And it was a kind of problem. So Edna realized, yes, the money now come, Paco, we're gonna slow down the courses because you're gonna hold you too much money. So lie down the courses. But at the same time, I'm on the way, so I can lie down the courses. And at the same time, I'm upset because I don't understand some system and dancehall I play every night on the campus. I love dancehall, I love reggae music, but I can't focus on my school. So I say, okay, You have to find a solution. And one day I found a friend, he named Liquor G Baker. La family, big up la family Baker. La family Baker living in Papin, Monaco, man. Yeah. Omar, Kaba, Liquor G, DJ Scratchy, Iron, and all of them. One day I meet her guys on the road at Papin on the garden in Papin, and they say, yes, you can come in my community, Paco. Yeah. I say, yeah, I'm not Jamaican. Yeah, why are you? You're African? I said, no, I'm not African. I'm French. And this man give me the opportunity to get a place by his house. And at that time, when I start to go to this community, they teach me to speak and understand the Patois language. At that time, I start to understand what I want. Understand? When I go to Monaco, Mont Papin, behind the market of Papin, you remember where the market is?
Yes, right.
And at that time, this family Baker, I'm start to practice the Patois. And my big error, I can say, my big mistake. My big mistake.
Error, yeah.
Error is I start Patois before I start standard English. So as I'm Caribbean and I speak Creole bad in my country because I have a Creole rough and rouge. But a lot of people see me I speak Patois, ting, but I love my Creole. I love my Creole language. So I have a raw Creole language because I grew up with big people, you know, my grandmother, my auntie, they might talk raw. So, you know, like Creole, when I speak Creole, I can speak like raw Patois. You understand? That's why I was so comfortable with the Patois because when I get the similarity on the vocabulary, on the grammar form, on the grammatical form, I try to, you know, that's why the Patois become easier for me, like the Creole. Because if I say some bad words in Patois and some bad word in Creole, and that at that time it's Monaco mon Papin make me understand the power of my Creole. You understand? Because, hey, when I was speaking Creole, when I was upset in Papin, you know, by the community, sometimes they talk I don't understand. I say, well, pas comprendre ça quand ils ont parlé le dos, mais ils ont cassé couille moi pas, ils ont fait me chier pas comprendre ça quand time they say, hey brother, how are you talk to? I wish language that. I wish language that. African language. I said, no, I'm not African. That's a Creole language. And you speak like an Haitian. I said, yes. Man, your Creole is rough, man. I said, yes, it's the same thing in your Patois, you know? And later on, I discovered the Patois is the same grammatical form than the Creole. Understand? So, when I get the decision, I was on the campus, I get the decision to leave the campus and go to live by this family. At that time, I start to understand everything. It's mean I chose to live like a Jamaican in Jamaica and go to study like I was in Jamaica. Understand? At that time, I started to work on the road. You remember I was working on the road everywhere. Nobody, I don't care about nobody. I can work at 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock on the night. I never really scared about, you know, because of them. Liquor G, you see him? Yes, yeah. Big up Liquor G. This mom tell me, come. I was sleeping on this mattress, you see? You see, and I go to school. You understand? Yeah. So at that time, I start to practice and I start to understand the courses also, you know?
Wow. Yeah. Wow, look at that. So you made it through. You made it up to second year. And what's the magic? What let's go second year.
The second year, it's when I start to the money in Guadeloupe start to come to it now. Because 1 year I don't have money, so I'm like I'm like an alien, as them say. I'm like an alien in the country. And the second years, the money come, and I start to go to the deeply to the art, to the theater art, and I start to understand my physicality, my ability to come on stage, come on stage, and I learned a lot of things. Alors, the first thing, the second years, I start to learn Stanislavski. Stanislavski because of
Stanislavski, yeah.
Stanislavski with Mrs. Montoya, and I start to discover the universe of actors. I start to learn how to embrace the emotional part of the actor, the physical part, and I start to rehearsal. It was not my first time I go in show, and I remember my first time I go on stage. I can never forget this day again. And this man also passed away. It was with Mr. Bobby Clark. Respect for this man. You remember Bobby Clark?
But that was my boss lecturer, but loved you, my boss.
Bobby Clark.
Yeah.
He took me for the first time on his show. My second years, I come on Edna Mali. The man said, yo, me want you come on my stage for do the show. I say, what? And it was my first touch with the stage, with the theater stage. And Bobby Clark is very meticulous, guys. He was very professional, guys, also. And at that time, yes, my second years, it was very stressful because the second years, I supposed to do 2 years and go back to Guadeloupe, And the second years, I realized that you have a program of 4 years. Why people never tell me you have a program for 4 years? They say, man, you never ask back or you ask for 2 years, you don't ask for 4 years. I'm saying, yes, but how you want me learn something in 2 years? 2 years, I can learn nothing in 2 years. And Mr. Lemay, at that time, Mr. Lemay explained me, yes, you choose the program of associate degree. You don't choose the program of bachelor. The program associate degree is different than the bachelor. So if you want to do the bachelor, you have to finish the associate and after do the bachelor. Bachelor, it means the associate is 2 years and the bachelor is 4 years. And you don't speak English, Paco, you're not going to make it. So the second years, you have all the exam. Maths, you have all the exam of the first. I miss all of them. No, I don't miss all of them, but I miss maybe 3 courses, so I can pass the level. So I need to do another year or complete all my routine. You understand? So I don't pass the third years. I pass the 3rd years. Then at the end of the 3rd years, I get my first graduation associate degree. So on 3rd years I get, because I practice a lot between the second years and the 3rd years. I learn a lot of things. I learn to practice the English, practice the language. I do my courses, do my rehearsal, and do my research, and keep going to practice with internet and writing and listen a lot of songs, listen a lot of things. And I cannot forget this part of my life. Who a lot of people don't understand why I'm learning this artist so much. I'm gonna talk about it because it's through his lyrics I learned to teach the patois like a Jamaican. Understand? And everybody know I'm love the music of Vybz Kartel. You hear me, I talk about Vybz Kartel every time. Because as I grow up on the street in Guadeloupe, for me, this man is kind of similar attitude than me. We grow up and we try many things for moving a life, for move forward in a life. You see? And most of his lyrics, he explain how he grew up the music and many things he do for becoming an artist. And I remember the first lyrics of Kartel when I was listening in Jamaica. it was Life Story, Imagine, and all these lyrics explain you how the man face the society, face the industry music, and face his family, fun and thing, and grow up on this industry and become an artist. So I don't take a models of Vibe Cartel, but I listen a lot of lyrics because that makes sense for me. Because I'm come from the street also, you know, that makes sense to understand the lyrics. And my good thing is I learn a lot of things with the lyrics of this man. And I get my third world graduation coming, and I'm on the list. I'm graduate for the first time in 2017. You know, my first associate degree. And when they say yes, Paco, that's not gonna be possible on the first year, they say yes, you have to go back to Guadeloupe. Understand? So, but when I come back to Guadeloupe, because I need to come back every summer, you know. Forgive him. I'm gonna start the 3rd years to the 4th years. And I go back to my country for explain my country, Guadeloupe. Hey, Edna Manley have 2 programs. You have associate degree and bachelor degree. It's 2 different money. And I Guadeloupe, I say, where? Oh, you don't happy. You do 2 years already. You want to do more? How you think? How you feel like as Jamaica? How you feel like as Jamaica, your country? You want to do 2 years? I go to see the lady. A serious part now on my life. A serious turning on my life. I go back to the lady. He helped me to build. Remember, Madam Mrs. Cynthia Wole.
Yeah.
She helped me to build the thing for go to Edna. You know, I need to go back to her to explain to her. So you have 2 programs, miss. You have the 2nd years, you have 2 years, and you have the 4th years. And at that time, she tell me, "Oh, you're bright. You want to do the 4th years? You feel you can make it?" I say, "Yes, miss, I can make it." But at that time, she was really sick. You know, she was really sick, and she start to fill the form of the 2nd folder of the bachelor, and boy, she passed away, man. She died. I was in Jamaica when she started to fill the form to start to do the project for the 4th year for the bachelor. She called me one day. She said, "Yes, Paco, I can continue because I'm very sick. I'm gonna stop. I don't working on the job center again. So you have to find a way to continue because I'm very sick." And 2 weeks after she passed away. She died. Man, I was so devastated. I was so down, man. And say, yes, this lady helped me for the 2 years, and then I have a feet on, I have a feet in. I cannot stop. I can go back. And the same times, this lady died. At the same times, you have to use your brain enough. You have to use your mind enough. At the same times, my government gonna change, like Jamaica. You remember? It was PNP and Labour Party.
Labour, PNP, yes.
You gotta look at the same times. You have the first president come out and the new one coming. Understand? It means for Guadeloupe people, you know, it's Mr. Lurel and Mr. Chalus. So at the same time, you have election in my country for the bachelor and things. So I use my mind, and Mr. Chalus, the next president, when he see my project, he say, "Yo, boy, you had the 2 years already. The first president send you over there, Mr. Lurel. I hear me quit this project with you. Me now go mash up the plan. Continue." I say, "What?" Wow. And the man say, "Yes, continue. Me give you some money for continue the program for do your 4 years." To that, I say, "Yes, man. Me now go disappointing nobody in Guadeloupe. I stay in Jamaica. But as Edna see I come back for the 4th program, money come back too." Money come back too. Paco at the bank. Yeah, man. Paco at the bank. So And then sometimes you say, watch out now. A lot of people big up Mr. Prince because Mr. Prince helped me to pass this trouble thing. You know, the man was with me a lot. He support me a lot. He's the only man in Jamaica who give me $200 for pay my visa for interest in Jamaica. Yeah. A lot of people don't know, but Mr. Prince give me $200. He come to the airport and he say, yes, the man is a student from Edaman, let it pass. And he paid $250 right away for the immigration, let me pass. When people don't know, you understand? And normally have my money already. They don't let me in because in the immigration don't understand who am I for come to study, come from Guadeloupe and pass every summer. I'm your boss, I'm your president, who you? So you're student from Jamaica, a big man like you, really? Every summer you pass the immigration, we tell you we know. Remember one time the immigration sent me 3 times in my country now. You tell me they don't want me here. In 2017, they sent me 2 times, the immigration sent me 2 times to St. Martin because they say they don't understand which kind of student I am. I come to Guadeloupe and I come to Edna Manley. They don't understand what happened. So they send me back to my country. And I'm saying, yes, but my country pay my studio already. He say, yes, they pay your country, but we don't know you, we tell you we don't want you here. And the 3rd time, Mr. Prince come to the immigration at the airport. And say, yeah, man, the man is a student from Edna Manley, man, let him pass. He say, yes, you have to pay, we are letting him pass, but you have to pay, and Mr. Prince say, okay, you pay for me, and I pass. And when I pass, I start the first years of the 4th years program. Understand? And that was, imagine, Roger move, Neil move, I'm alone. I'm nobody for me. Roger move, Neil not here anymore, Neil not on my class anymore. So I have nothing for help, I have nobody for help me. So I need to move forward. So I explained to Edna, yes, I want to finish. So I get some financial problem with Edna, but I was really focused on my finish this program. And remember, I graduate 1 time already. I graduate for the associate, and associate no makes sense if you don't have the bachelor. So for me, it's important to get the bachelor and come back proud of my country and say, yeah, what you mean for my, So I'm fight, and I'm past the level, and I'm start the first, 2nd, 3rd years of the bachelor,
Mad. Right, Paco, I want you, because the next journey we want to go into now is you and your work. So, but I want you to take a pause a bit because I want to show something. So take a little pause here. Let me show this.
Okay.
Because I want to get into your work. And I see Mr. Prince there. I want to hear what he's saying.
Quite a number of years. Quite a number of years. Well, this morning we're going to speak about a student of the Edna Manley College, Paco Major. One thing though that I think we need to consider as well is, for example, his first language is not English, and therefore that makes his journey even that much more difficult. But I think he's well able. He's well able to do this, and I think he will come out, very successful, because he's that type of man. As long as he put his mind to it, he will accomplish, what he said so to do. So, the Guadeloupean connection is good. To be quite frank, Paco, outside of his accent, has fit in. If you saw him without him speaking to you, you'd think they're Jamaican. So he has fit in. And we think that, more of that can happen. I think there should be more collaboration between us, not just as a college, but even as a country. And he being one of the first to come to Jamaica to study. I think that is just absolutely wonderful. He's like a pioneer. You know what I mean? So Paco is the pioneer.
Yeah, this is Art Copino, and I'm from Jamaica. You see me? Yeah. born and raised in Jamaica. Yeah, what I know about my friend.
Johnny Brown last year. He pushed the little bikini in the road and I can't run over his head.
It's the very first breath when your head's been drowning underwater.
So we show money ici donc, hein?
He remembers growing up a boy in a world where dreams don't come true. Oh, no, no, no. Just imagine every day of your life having someone look down on you. And even though they said that he could never be someone respected, oh yeah, he did all he could to make his life turn out to be a blessing. Yeah, yeah, yes he did, yes he did. And he heard him say, don't give up, don't give in, just keep on trying, son, you can win if you try. Ain't nothing wrong if you try. Yeah, 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 don't give up, don't give in, just keep on trying, son, you can win if you try. There ain't nothing wrong with trying.
That's why I go to the army to show everybody I'm not a criminal, I'm not a bad person.
Voix ti bougla sa joué, ike fin malin, c'est qui te choué ti jos l'année passée, bourré ti bouglan la là, et on voit ti marcher si tête là et pour dire.
Take a knife from the trap set for me. Into your hands I submit my spirit. Almighty deliver me. Yes.
But let's see, I'm back. Great. Right, Paco, we're not giving them too much there. You know, we're going to talk about this, right, guys? We were just giving you a taste out of what Paco has done on his journey. And so we are, you know what time it is. We are sharing the arts. We are sharing the artists who've, you know, put in a lot of effort. You know, you think the creative arts is an easy work, an easy journey. No, it's not like that. But Paco not giving them all because I'm going to bring him back now to talk, you understand? Talk about that journey, that big piece of the masterpiece he's been using and touring the Caribbean with and the world. In fact, he has been all of Europe already. So, Paco, I know what you do, but I want you to tell the people what you do. So, you're coming back with me right now.
Yeah. Yes. So, okay. So that is the last part of my journey. That is the part all where I become the actor, Paco the actor, Paco the artist. But I remember, as I tell you the first time, my problem is I do a lot of stuff. Before I was to drama school, I do a lot of stuff. Stuff like in the arts, I play mass, I play drums, I do gospel, I go to studio, I record artists from Guadeloupe, big artists, and I play drums and many things. But in fact, I was not able to prove that. No paper, you know, no paper, no certificate, no I can say no authorization really. Yeah, for proof. So the Edna part helped me to get that, and the fact I was able to, it means the fact I was musician before, that helped me a lot to become an actor now, because I always touch in stage. In fact, I will always with on connection with the stage. I always with connection from I'm a little boy. I always in connection with the art. So that part, it was a little bit easier for me because I know the stage already, and my job start because I say, okay, if you want to put a contribution on the culture, not because you're an actor, not because you do drama or you go to Jamaica, is not I can say is not a accomplishment to come from Guadeloupe and go to America and to Jamaica. It's not that the accomplishment. The accomplishment is something for yourself. What that bring to you? That bring me the self-confidence because I become an actor. That become more sensitive about humanity. But that helped me to become more philanthropist. You know, about and the community. And for me, on my work, it was essential for me, it was important to talk about my culture on my play for the student, the Jamaican system, Edna Monday, understand what is a Guadeloupe and what is about, and enjoy the fact I do my job, because if you realize, my life is very difficult, it was very stressful, and so I try to find a way to put my culture, my problem, and explain all that on one on one piece of art. So that not become so easy because that take a long, that take a long for do display. But when I ask, I can remember one question Mr. Eugene Williams asked me when I start to think about do something for help me, but do something for help people. That is the principle of the theater. Help yourself and help others. Mm-hmm. So he asked me some question about, yes, Paco, you talk about blah, 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 blah. Why you want to do that? It means, as I tell you, you see the first thing I tell you, I say, yes, my family, my parents let me for my auntie at 5 old years. So when I start to practice, when I start to create my piece of play, my piece of my work, I was, working at Edna, a lot of discussion, a lot of interaction with actors and students and things. And my student with me was Mr. Williams, Eugene Williams, and he asked me one question, and that make both in my mind, in my head. He asked me, yes, Paco, you are talking about where we know your character at 5 years, 6 years you're in Jamaica now. We know you're not an easy man, you know, blah, 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 blah. But why your family let you to your auntie at 5 old years? And when he asked me this question and he said, why your family let you on this at this age, and why is this woman issues? And I start to express at that time, I start to ask myself many questions. And in fact, the accident you see on my play, that really happened, you know. So when the accident, you have some little accident with a liquor boy you see on the beginning of my play. You understand? When you start my play, yeah, you see the accident on the beginning of my play. That really happened. It was my little cousin, and he get an accident with a car, or he passed away. The car mashed up his head and he died. And they blame me for that. It was 2 young people, and they blame me for that. And all my life, I was always believe it was my fault because this little boy passed away, you know, because he get the accident. And my family always make me believe because I was playing with him, because I was with him at that time, it's also my fault because you all done him. You understand? You know, when you on the Caribbean, when you go up, when you play with some cousin and thing, you have some big cousin and small one. And when something happen, they always gonna see the big one and say, yes, why you don't look for him, when you don't watch him, you know, that's your fault and thing. And obviously this accident happened, and it's me, it was me. It was me, they accused me, it was my fault. But at that time I was 11 old years, and always I always think about it on my life when I was in soldier, when I was, you know, every step of my life I was always thinking about, yes, poor man, you kill somebody, Paco, you kill a little boy, you remember anything. It was my thought, you know. And when I go to Edna and Mr. Williams start to ask me this question, I start to get some reflection on myself. And I say, in fact, at all 11 old years, that can be your fault, Paco. That can be you understand? And that as I'm start to think about who that can be, the fault of who that can be. And in fact, when I realized all the part of my life, I started, they call that a trauma. You understand? For reach at this level and start to ask you this kind of question, it means you have a traumatized somewhere. You traumatized somewhere. And in fact, the fact I'm start my journey, my life by playing music, fight for play music on the road, fight for come out to get some experience on the road with my auntie, fight for when I coach to the army, they say you can play music, you have to go to kill some, you have to go to war. You see, when I with your war, explosion, bomb, and many situations of war, and I love music, and I ask myself what I'm doing here. You see, all that is trauma because it's reminding on your mind and coming back, and you see, so for me, it was important to talk about what I'm living from the day I'm start to become an artist. It was important to understand myself as an artist, which problem I have, why I can reach certain level, and so, you know. So this question starts by Mr. Williams, and I decided to talk about this topic, traumatized. When a young man traumatized, what happened? So I took my case because I was really traumatized. So you imagine for a 5 old years man, little boy, you don't see his family, you don't see his father again. You know, even they're living in the same country, but you don't see them again because you're living with the auntie. So the Caribbean living like that, and the mentality of the Caribbean, sometimes it's tough on our OG, sometimes it's tough. Me, yep. Some people, sometimes, I don't know, some people pass it, some people don't pass it. Some people die with it, and some people forget it. Me, I decided to don't forget it, don't pass with it, but live with it and try to understand it. So the thing is, when you pass this kind of level on your mind, when you reach on this trauma, when you start to study trauma, you start to ask yourself a lot of questions, and sometimes you don't have the answer. And as Mr. Williams say, sometimes you can have the answer, but you can do nothing with the answer. That not go change nothing. When you have the answer, then not go change nothing. So I try to study the different aspect of the trauma. You understand? As a young boy. And I take my example because traumatized traumatized can become when you change your place. It means they take you from your mom and you put you some another place. That is a kind of traumatized. I traumatized for my liquor boy because my first step, I do it on the plane. On the plane, it was Paris to Guadeloupe, and I start to walk on the plane. So that is the trauma. Maybe my first traumatized. It means the changes of environment all time. You know, school over there, school over there, school over there, school over there. Come back, no. That is the traumatized. The first step of the traumatized. After, if you have some liquor boy between 7 and 8, you love to play, you have energy like me, you love to play, you are a jovial person, you have jovial boy, you love play music, you love enjoy yourself, and bam, this accident happened. What do you think? What do you think the people gonna think about you?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, say, yes, the man have too much energy. Yeah, the man that look what him do. He don't really focus on what he do. Look at he quit the accident. Look at his fault and anything. So from that, how you gonna grow up when people perceive you like a bad person because you do this accident, because blah blah. You don't have nothing to do in your life. Everything you are trying to do that really work because it means when this accident happened, for most of the people, I was a bad person from that day until I'm dying. You understand? So the way of people like look at you when you do this kind of accident is a trauma. You see, it means a lot of girls don't want to talk to you. You understand what I'm saying? Because they know about this accident. And something another thing I add on this trauma, I was pissed on the bed. I went with my bed. It's something when I explain on my play, a dog bite me and I start to piss on my bed because I was afraid to wake up. The fact I'm afraid to see a dog come to bite me, that become a trauma on my mind. Wake up on the night to go to the bathroom because I'm afraid. You understand? My family don't understand I was traumatized. They always make love at me and say, yes, you are pissed on the bed. That's why on my play you see the mattress and see the community I love at you. But you don't realize really you traumatized at that time because you're young. People are make love with you. Some people can get suicide when people make joke with them, bullying, business and things. That is kind of trauma also. So, and when I start to deeply ask me this question about my life, I say, okay, Paco, you're gonna express your trauma through your play, with your culture. You understand? So, and the work starts. The topic, it was trauma, but I was not, I never know by what I'm gonna start but for me, from the beginning, I said I'm gonna talk about the trauma. At the beginning, my topic was bad man. What is a bad man? You understand? And you can make a lot of things on what is a bad man. But for be more specific, I try the trauma. Who create a bad man? Sometimes it's trauma, sometimes it's certain circumstances of the life. Sometimes relationship will disappear. You can change the mentality or the comportment of some human being, So I choose the topic trauma. And I remember the first people I tell my story is a big woman from Jamaica. She living in Jamaica, but she from Guyana, missing Jean Small, Dr. Jean Small. And this woman say, okay, Paco, you want to do the topic trauma, but you have to treat every aspect of the trauma, And at that time, the work starts really about find every topic about trauma, how that can start. Yes, Mrs. Small. Respect this lady. This is the most woman, more diplomate, more certificate on the life I know. I never see some people so much graduate like that. She have paper, she have place on the wall for put it. May I tell you, this woman have so much certificate, so much recompense, so much awards. She do have a wall. She don't have plates on the wall for put all that she have. And she get one yesterday again in the Caribbean. Yes,
always.
This was me to treat the topic of trauma in the childhood.
Yeah, and that continued. So you after all of that, you put together this masterpiece.
Yeah, I put this masterpiece. That was really painful because the first time I played it was in Jamaica in 2019. And after the stage, after the show, I'm still crying. But me never crying so much like that in my life. The fact I express myself, I express my situation from an audience is not my audience. They're not my audience, they're not my culture. That push me to understand, that push me to learn more the English, more the language, that push me to learn them culture also, because you have certain things you cannot say to them in front of, from this kind of culture. It means, the relationship you have with your mother, you can say your mother is a bad person. You have to express the condition she was for put you on this situation. You can't blame people all the time on your, understand? So when I create this masterpiece, the effect that have on me, the effect I get when inside of me, not because I'm the actor express the play on stage, but the inside of me, the human being I am, do something for me. I never expect that gonna happen. To me, you understand? So, and I asked Mr. Eugene Williams, yes, but now I do the play. What happened now? I said to Mr. Eugene, when they pass in the jury, they say, yes, Paco, they analyze my play and they say, they give me good comment, always. They appreciate really the fact I express my culture and on that on the play. And when I finish the play, I ask something. I say, yes, Mr. Williams, I do the play and I do the show and everything. Then what happened now? My problem don't solve. She said, why you expect you're going to solve your problem in one play? I said, yes, but I want to heal. He said to me, yeah, but Paco, you can heal on one show. You can heal like that. It's not like that it works, So, finish the show. I'm happy. I'm very happy. I'm very, very confident I'll do a show. But I never know that gonna start after. You see the after show and the thinking, the new, it means is a new life for you because you express yourself. You able to express what happened on your entire life. So you do many things. You explain all that on the play. So what happened for you now is not nobody gonna decide for you. You have to decide for you. So, and as I say, theater is for help myself, but for help people. I know in my country you have a lot of similarity, people living the same thing than me, and they never talk about that. Girls, like boys, have a lot of trauma, and at that time I realized a lot of people have trauma and sometimes they don't really even talk about it. So I decided to put, because it was not the first thing, when I come back to Guadeloupe, when I finish study, I'm finding in the same situation when I finish the army and I go to do gospel. I say, what you know? And the same thing happened to me 20 years ago. What I'm gonna do? I'm finished study and I'm finished school. I have a play. Wow, that, you understand? I come back to the same situation when I finish army for go to gospel music. So I say, oh no, Paco, that's not gonna happen like 20 years ago. And I decide to use my play, it was my, how you call that? Is my study, my end of the study.
Your thesis, your research, yeah?
Thesis, I decide to transform my thesis on show for make. I decided to make everybody see it now. Everybody in my country see it. You understand? So when I finish Ednamon in 2019, 2020, I go back to my country. And on the same energy, I decide to propose my play to my country and make people see my job. It was festival. I give thanks for the government Guadeloupe who helped me to go to study, because most of the people they go get the money of the government. They go so many countries, so many projects, but sometimes they don't reach, they don't talk about it. But when you reach the level, you have to congratulate my government to help me to, because I'm a first Guadeloupean who go to study at Ednam only, and I'm a first student from the CARICOM who go to study so long. So I respect the fact my country give me the opportunity to do that. And I decide in return to show them the work I do at Ednam only, and eventually help people in my country, you know. So at that time we reach from 2020 and start to produce my show and show my work. And if that can help, I know that can help people. He used to be traumatized when he was young, and through the comment I get from I do this show, this presentation all over. Yes, I have a lot of good comment about the reaction of people who get traumatized. Also, a simple woman tell me yes. A big woman one day tell me yes. Oh, she see my show, and one day she say, oh, you talk about the piece on the bed. Yes, I was piece on the bed also. I say, yes, Mama, what you say? She say, yes, I never talk about it. No, I never say nobody, even my kids, I never talk about my kids about I was piece on the bed. I say, yes. And she say, yes, she remember how she was young. How that was so difficult for her to go to school and everybody knows she piece on the bed, you know? So I feel the same thing, understand? Yeah, it was very helpful for me to present my show in Guadeloupe and make a tour on every parish in Guadeloupe. So I do it already. But you know, as people, you know, theater, dramatic theater in the Caribbean is kind of difficult job or not. They're not so easy. You can just come, because Guadeloupe, we don't have this habit of theater in Guadeloupe. We have the comical part, it means stand-up comedy. The dramatic part is you have a few play about dramatic play. It means, you understand what I mean? So it was kind of difficult. It was very difficult to put that on place, because when you do this kind of play, I never know. That's the thing I learned after. I never know when you do this kind of thing, you present a play, you have to have a structure, you have to have an administration, you have to have an account, you have to have that, you have to have, you know. So that took 3 years for put all that on place. That's why I quit our outline, my company, for, you know, for produce my show. For produce the work I do at Ednam, I have to put some, you know, some pushing again after school for reach this level, and to be able to come to Grenada and introduce my show and produce my show with you. You know, that is a kind of, you know, that is the part of we don't learn at Edna. We don't learn this part, how to manage your life after school. Understand? So that's why I'm reached at this level now. I'm just, to finish the conversation about this my work. I push my work so much that this year I get the opportunity to apply for the past culture. It means my play is the first play in Guadeloupe, or every kid can go to see it. Because the French government created something they call past culture. Past culture is something that gives you access, it gives every student access to the art. It means with this pass, it's something you can add on your phone. You load on your phone. You name Pass Culture. And with this Pass Culture, you can buy your ticket. It means the government French give every student some amount of money for give them the opportunity to go to cinema, theater, bibliothèque, watch movie, concert, musée, and exposition, many things like that. So you remember, for explain you remember when you was young in Grenada, you're sure you have this part of the culture. When you was young, your family never give you some change for go to cinema on the weekend or go buy some stuff and buy some sweet eating. Huh? I don't hear you.
You get to go to the movie once, a special treat with your sister, big brother, one of them.
Yeah, exactly. So you give you some change and thing. So the French government get this money, put a system for give the kids them from your school, from your high school, and they give you some change, some money with the phone. And with this phone, you can go to see play, you can go to see buy book, go to see play, go to cinema, go to see. So right now I reached this level where I can present my play for every school, every student, every organization about illness.
So you're sharing the theater. Also, now you could share the theater.
Yeah, now I can show the theater. I can show the theater with the school. I can do the private courses with people interested by theater. I have a program. I integrate a program because of you again. I integrate a program about the prisoner. So as my play is a therapeutic play, so they propose me to present my play for the prisoner. So I go to the prison. I go to the center.
Correction center, yeah.
Correction center for introduce my play, for present my play for the prisoner. So I think that gonna really helpful for them because it's a kind of trauma. Also, I don't know whatever they do for them in jail, but we can be pretty sure through your study and through what I learned with your project and see, we can pretty sure they have a trauma. They have a trauma to become a prisoner. You must have a trauma in your life, you understand? So with my play, I think that can help them to identify where the trauma is. That is my small contribution I can bring to my culture and to the art.
Wow. Voila. So, so there you go, using the arts as therapy. So you're going right into the part, but you need to speak about your production in Grenada first before we go into that part. I saw Lillian, somebody put up, look on the screen if you could see what's on the screen here. You need to tell us about Grenada. You've been in Grenada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, so Grenada was my first experience, not my first experience in English country, but it's my first experience and my first experience to be independent. It means my structure, all my work independently, take the opportunity with you to quit this opportunity with my government. The two government, we use the two government because we were students in Jamaica together. This experience was so amazing for me because I always wanted to go to Grenada because it's one of the Caribbean that speak Creole or was speaking Creole and small country with the woods like Guadeloupe and really nice. So I really appreciate to be in Grenada. And for what this is the first collaboration with a French country and an English country, we can never forget that. Is the first time Guadeloupe have a play, or the play can express in French, in Creole, and in English. So thank you for that, because if it was not you to receive me and introduce me to the people in Grenada and the community, that will be not a good day. So the experience for me was my first experience to be independent on my show. So you helped me to become really independent on my show. It means we manage everything, you and me. Nobody was there to manage everything, you and me. It means so I know the part, I know my show, and you know your country, you know your culture, you know who to talk to, you know. So it was a great connection, and I hope we're gonna keep going and do. So the next time it's you're gonna come to Guadeloupe, so I'm pretty sure about that. So and it's the first connection we do through the art. It means not a connection like an artist come to your country and an artist Grenadian come to my country. Like today we have a champion of cycling Guadeloupe. Man, you have a cycling from Grenada give me some problem this morning or not. You know that? Yeah, you have a good cycling man in Grenada. I mean, never know. You have Grenadian, Grenada, Barbados, and this morning you have a competition, Caribbean competition cycling. All Caribbean was in Guadeloupe. And this morning I see a Grenadian give us problem. We win, of course, on the cycling, but Grenadian and Barbadian is the too many give us problem this morning on the cycling. So through that, to the art, we never get a link like we do what we did. Right. I don't think people do that really in the art. Maybe they can invite some artists, they come on stage, they do them show, and that's it. What we try to do, we really try to build a community of theater between Grenada and Guadeloupe. It means that's so nice because I'm talking about the Jambola business. Who the man see me in Grenada, the man link me and tell me, say, yes, Paco, you have Jab in Grenada? I say, yes. He say, yes, you have Massa Congo in Guadeloupe. We want to make a connection with you and thing because we want to invite Guadeloupe to come to the Festival of Grenada. Yes, I'm saying, okay. But through the art, the job with me and Roger must be connected also because, we try to do things not just come perform in my country and just gone. We come to try to make a serious link, you understand, with government and with things. It means if students from Grenada want to study something in Guadeloupe, now we can make it happen. You understand? We can make, as I remember your government said they will like to have some students from Grenada come to study French in Guadeloupe. That can happen. You understand? Through the art, we can make it happen. Not only the music, now we're in the theater business, we can do it from the theater. It means as your program or illness by the art. Illness by the art. That is something very interesting for me in Guadeloupe because we have a lot of mental problem and we can solve with the theater business, with the theater program. So this connection in Grenada with me and you was the first step of something you can become big. You understand? Because we don't have connection with the island like that. Out of a festival, when you come to festival or come to enjoy 1 week, 2 weeks. Now we try to build a community with, you understand?
Yes,
that's
man. Yes.
Grenada bring me. The last time I come, that's powerful. That powerful experience I get give me the opportunity to talk about that. Now people are watching me Guadeloupe and say, yeah, man, we know Paco, you go everywhere in the Caribbean, you have fun everywhere. We know that. I don't want to say that only. I want to say, you okay? You have something talking about Guadeloupe in Grenada. Ah, yes, you build it means maybe we're going to create a play together.
Yeah.
Try to create a play together with different actors, different countries. That never happened really. It's time to do it
and
now.
It's coming, man. And it's coming.
It's time to do it now.
It's coming. We're going to make the magic. Well, we started the magic, so it will continue.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
It will continue. Definitely. Yeah. And you know that journey never ends right there. So we take it from one level to the next. But you see, when we look at the value, as you were speaking about the mental health and the drama and therapy, You and I bond because we see a greater value from the arts, not just stage performance.
Yeah,
You see?
just this performance,
We see
exactly.
the healing that comes from the arts.
As people say, let me precise something. I don't care about to become famous about cinema or fame. I'm famous already. I can explain you why I'm famous already. The fact I'm coming from Guadeloupe, I'm born in Paris. I go to the war. I play gospel music, music of God. You know, I play different things. I do theater. I'm famous already. How much people are gonna do the same thing than me, and get the power they're supposed to get if out of get money and diamonds and wings and diamonds. I'm rich already, which I can die now today. Now I can pass away. I accomplish most of what I'm saying. Most of what God tell me to do. You understand? So I don't need to become famous like a big star. No, I don't really care about that. That's why I put my play for help people. If you have a better actor than me and maybe 20, 30 years after, I'm old, they can play this play with a young man. You understand?
Definitely.
We have this play, and you understand? So, yeah, famous. I'm famous. So we famous already from we Grenada, from we go to Jamaica for do this kind of job we do. We famous already.
Long time. Long time. We don't play that. You don't know.
Yeah.
No, for real. So that's where we see the value, because we now want to pass it on to others. You understand? And so looking at that journey, because the persons who would come back and look at this, you will get that message of your journey, which is so varied and different and rich. You understand? So for you, I mean, I want to close. I don't want to close without you giving some of your French experience, because I know there are persons who are listening out there, and because you're from Guadeloupe, they may want to hear a little bit of French or patois, right? So if you could give us a teaser before we go back to this your French and your patois, right? Because Grenada had that was rich in Grenada. You understand?
Yes.
And and in Grenada we say was like bon Dieu, papa moi.
Bon Dieu, papa moi, ouais. Ok.
You know?
Moi, parce que si tu veux, je peux te parler en français.
Yeah, go ahead.
Le truc avec le français, c'est que quand tu parles français, when you speak French, quand tu parles français en Guadeloupe, les termes en français n'ont pas la même valeur qu'en créole. Tu vois? Oh, tu dis, oh mon Dieu, qu'est-ce qui se passe? Oh mon Dieu, tu vois, la langue française te dit, oh mon Dieu, qu'est-ce qui se passe? Oh, ce soir, c'est beau. Tu suis c'est expressif. C'est expressif. Oh mon Dieu, tu vois, c'est beau. La langue française, c'est une langue qui est belle, qui est jolie. It's a beautiful language. It's good to hear. It's nice to hear. Nice to some people speak. But in Creole and in patois, the signification is more deep.
Yeah.
When you say, oh bon Dieu, and when you say, ay bon Dieu in Creole, you feel the difference. Let me give you an example in theater. If some people in theater say, oh mon Dieu, and you're a spectator, you're gonna say, oh, which kind of character that? Oh, he's a precious character. You know? If the same person, another person say, I bon Dieu, you're gonna say, which wicked man? Which wicked man? You know? It means with the intonation of your words of your Creole, that can mean different things. Look, give you an example. Sometimes I see that. When you say you say When you say you say that means a lot of things when you say You say? In French, that don't make no sense when you say But when you say it in Creole, when you say ouais, Roger, Caudi, yeah, you express everything. You're just the you understand? Just the words You express like Jamaicans say, like English, like patois. What do you mean? You see, that means a lot of things. When you say it in English, oh yes, oh my God, oh my God. You know, that different expression is different. So, le français, c'est quelque chose de romantique. On a toujours, c'est le langage romantique.
Ouais.
OK? Donc, le langage romantique devient, ça arrive quand tu parles de quelque chose qui est plus ciblé sur une attention, enfin, tu as une attention particulière pour quelque chose, tu vas utiliser le français pour la forme de politesse. Tu comprends? Tu veux draguer une meuf, you want to be some girls, you're gonna say, oh, bonjour. Bon, mais quand tu es avec tes amis, ouais, bonjour, quand on fait bien, ça va, ouais, ça va, c'est cool. Le français a peut-être deux formes d'intonation, mais le créole a plusieurs significations dans une seule intonation. Tu comprends ce que je veux te dire?
Ah oui,
donc,
et le registre, ça change quand même.
Ouais, le registre, ça change du contexte selon le contexte dans lequel tu parles. Mais quand tu parles avec une femme, quand tu parles avec une femme, tu viens dans un bureau. Par exemple, quand tu vas dans un bureau, tu vas demander du travail. Tu vas parler français. Tu ne vas pas parler, ouais, on vient chercher un travail, hein. Give me a job, il n'a pas un bon job là. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Il va bien. En français, tu vas venir, bonjour madame, je voudrais travailler, je voudrais avoir. Donc, la formule de politesse en français est plus explicite que la formule de politesse en créole. C'est-à-dire qu'en créole, on va toujours te prendre vraiment pour... Alors ça, c'est la faute du langage à l'époque. En créole, on va toujours te dire, ouais, mais c'est pas poli de parler créole. Dans certains cas, c'est pas très poli de parler avec une jeune femme et de lui parler en créole. Sûr. Par exemple, moi, dans ma culture, en Guadeloupe, les grands-parents, moi, j'ai commencé à répondre à mes parents en créole. J'avais... c'est 30 ans, 40 ans. Ouais.
Ah ouais?
Ouais, je ne parlais pas à mes parents en créole. C'est quand j'étais grand, quand j'ai commencé à grandir, que j'ai commencé à me parler en créole, mais je dis, ouais, par contre, on va faire la vaisselle. Ouais, maman qui fait la vaisselle là après. Hein? Papa, je dis, maman, on va faire la vaisselle là après. Tu comprends? Et tu ne vas jamais lui dire ça en créole. Tu comprends? Même si tu parles créole, même si elle ne te parle. C'est-à-dire que c'est ça que j'explique dans ma pièce. Dans ma pièce, l'enfant parle français, mais tous les autres personnages parlent créole. Mais moi, il est interdit de répondre en créole. Est-ce que tu comprends? Et nous, on a gardé ça dans notre culture où le français devient quelque chose de poli, de smooth, comme on dit smooth, you know? When you use French, you are, you know, you are polish,
Polish it up, man. Make it nice, smooth, yeah.
You know? Creole, the Creole is like the Caribbean language is rough, is, you know. So, but you can. That don't mean you cannot be polite in English. In Creole, you can be polite in Creole also. But the intonation you use, as you have different meaning, it can be difficult to express. C'est difficile de comparer l'intonation du français et l'intonation du créole. Bon, après, je ne suis pas scientifique du langage. Moi, je sais, comme je suis acteur, je sais que si je te dis, ouais, viens là, viens chez moi, et c'est du viens à casa, c'est pas la même chose. Je te dis, ouais, tu me dis, ouais, par contre, j'ai envie de venir en Guadeloupe faire une visite. Je te dis, ok, Roger, tu peux venir chez moi, tu peux venir chez moi, par exemple, le mois prochain. Oui, je t'invite à venir chez moi. Et si tu me dis, Paco, je veux venir chez toi, je dis, Paco, on veut venir à casa. Je dis, ah, on veut venir à casa, moi, on veut venir. Oh, mais ouais, ben, viens à casa. Tu vois? Ouais, c'est clair. It's not the same thing. Je vais te dire, yes, Roger, viens à la maison, il n'y a pas de problème, je vais te recevoir et compagnie, non, tu vois? En créole, je peux dire la même chose aussi. Mais c'est pour te montrer qu'il peut y avoir deux significations. Je peux vouloir en créole te recevoir bien, mais la façon dont je te le dis, tu peux dire, oh, j'aime ce qu'on parle de moi là, waouh, on peut venir, waouh. Tu comprends?
Ouais.
Tu vois, le créole est quand même plus ciblé que le français dans certains contextes.
Ouais, tout compris, ouais.
Yeah, man.
Merci. Gosh, I hope those listening are not confused, but that's why it's good to learn more than one language. You understand?
Yeah.
And Paco is multilingual, not bilingual. Paco is multilingual.
You could have español también. Yeah.
You know, so, and that's the value of as an artist now. So now you can take your art anywhere because the arts as an artist, you should be able to speak another language or several other languages. So you can share your message with several communities and culture. And Paco is also doing that. We are doing that. You can join the race or join the battle or join the field or join the movement, however you want to call it. Where Paco? But Paco, on your final thing here, I want you to summarize. You spoke about your work and your journey, but I want you to speak really more on the arts or drama as therapy, as healing. How you see it, because as your message, as you're living that message to the people out there, share that knowledge with the people for me, because you're doing the work now.
Yeah, so I do the work now. So I'm trying to how I can say, make a list about different how can say, different kind of people. It means classification of different kind of trauma. So this work puts me on the position of sometimes I don't even need the time to talk for somebody. I realize the thing already. It means I can perceive the trauma on some people, you know.
Easy.
So that give me this a sense to understand some people. It means the sensitive topic for this person can be problematic, you know. It means I can now I do the performance. Now I understand the art and I can easily go deeply with somebody on his trauma. Understand?
Definitely.
Yeah, I can easily go and say, okay, listen to me. If you do that, but why you don't try that? I don't always have the solution, but I have a way to put him on this. It means I have a way to put him on this way to start to think about how to start your drama. It means that took me about 3 years now for understand my performance on stage and the effect I'm gonna bring to the people, to my community. It's another work or no? It's another work because sometimes my performance is low. I cannot lie to you. I tell you the truth. Sometimes my performance is low. So when my performance is low, I'm a little bit afraid that people don't understand what I'm trying to express to them. And sometimes my performance is very high. I feel it's very powerful, and the reaction of people is totally different at what I'm expecting. And they say, like Wineda, I never expect they're gonna understand everything I'm saying, understand the play, and different kind of level of different kind of people understand. You know, remember the kids them? You see, as the question was, well, no, honestly, when some kids tell me, which kind of dog bites you? Which kind of dog bites you? So the little boy know what that it means. He know what that can bring, what that can affect when a dog bites you when you're young. It's a right to ask me this question. That look a stupid question, but it's not a stupid question, because the little boy asked me this question, try to understand my trauma. You know, remember when he tell me, which kind of dog bites you? Which kind of dog bites you? I was so surprised. I said, what you know? The man said everything. And the other woman asked me, when the other woman, I think she's a therapist, this woman. You remember all woman on stage tell me, yes, Paco, I understand your play perfectly, but I want to say, why you never talk about your father?
Yes.
I say, wow. And she said, because I'm talking about only the woman, I'm talking about only woman, my auntie, my mom, and different people. And she wondered why I don't speak about my father. No, she said, your father, where's your father at that time? I said, oh, okay. So it's a lot of shocking question, but at the same time that helped me to understand the effect of my play and the effect I bring to the people. It means if you ask me this question, it means you understand the trauma and you want to understand more than my trauma. But at the same time, you probably ask yourself, maybe I have a trauma also. You understand? That is the vice versa effect of my play. You understand?
Yep.
That's really important for me now to help me to continue to produce the show and continue with the same energy to show this is a kind of like I become a doctor of trauma, you understand?
Definitely. Paco, and that would tell them that we have started the mental peace movement where we're using the arts to help people in the Caribbean. And they don't see it. The persons who ain't see it, they're going to learn it and experience it through us now. Because I think the Caribbean people are hiding it, are not exploring it. And they think that when you talk about drama therapy, they think that you have to do clinical psychology. But the dramatist digs and dives deep into the pain and the suffering of the person. Because we do characters. And not no game thing. So let them know that the movement is on.
The movement is started already, but in fact, I realize we don't control anything, we don't control nothing with it because ancestors or whatever, or God or spirit or whatever, what we do it like that. Look at that. I connect with you with the art, and we have a lot of similarity, but more than we think. Look at few years after they connect me for the Jab Jab. We never know. Jab and Massa Congo, only 2 Caribbean islands do that in the Caribbean. Grenada and Guadeloupe. That's so amazing. Understand? So it's mean, as in the African culture, is an ancestral African culture. So why I get a link with you through the art because we were studying, and few months after, I get a link for playing mass. And remember, but I start by that. I start by to play mass on the road in Guadeloupe. I know every little thing about mass, brother. Everybody know me about that. I'm stuck mass because I was so deeply on that. You understand? But everybody in Guadeloupe know me about mass or remember me about mass. I do amazing thing with mass, which I have a thing people never do until now. Only me do it in mass in Guadeloupe. Nobody can do it. Nobody can do it. Only me do it. Understand? With the instrument, I have a thing I discovered when I was young boy in the mass, and only me do it. So, what for tell you, I don't control anything. I just hear and I just use the fact of God or the ancestors guide me to do certain things. You have a part of physical or consciously I do it. But you have a part where I don't control nothing. You understand? Become an actor, I never expect I'm gonna become an actor one day. I never expect I'm gonna write a play about trauma. I never expect I'm gonna talk about my problem. You understand? I never expect I'm gonna talk about front of people about my problem. I never expect I'm gonna be not afraid to talk about story whose people in the Caribbean don't talk about. Piss on the bed, go in jail, and things like that, you understand? And not grow up with your parents, grow up with auntie, family, and you understand? And get trouble when you was young. It's also, it's not only me, even I pray God because I'm really believe in God, I don't believe in certain things, but I believe in God, so sometimes I think that is maybe my mission on the earth. I have a word for that. I have a word I quote for that. I say my life is like a movie. The movie gonna stop when Paco Major gonna die.
Got you.
So it's mean we have decided to do certain projects, but sometimes you have things over us. For make that happen, you have team, you have spirit and ancestors over you and me for control that. We cannot control that like that by yourself, you know. So maybe the ancestors from Grenada and the ancestors from Guadeloupe say, okay, maybe the Tusman bring and do something because, you know. Look after Edna Monley from 2019, if you realize, most of the students left Edna, a few go performance, a few. And maybe one of the first one French from Guadeloupe is do a performance after school. Maybe Anil, maybe a few them, but most of them do another. It means they start to work at school, but they don't really finish because they don't have the opportunity, they don't have the thing. You, me, and a few of them, one of them will keep going the work. We start from the beginning and try to make it happen. It's
exactly.
Not easy, but from the beginning we start this job. We start to create something and we continue. Remember, we was in school when we talk about that. I remember we was in school. We say, yes, Paco, one day we have to build a big community in the Caribbean and we was in school. We was student. Today you are doctor. You understand? Today you are doctor, brother. And when I meet you, was simple student. I go to the party, link here with Vincent Bolt, and I come back drunk, and then tomorrow morning I go to school. Yes, it's not only you and me are control that. You have some people as you remember this day? This day was so powerful. You understand? That's why I say we don't control. You have people over us.
Yes.
You have people over us, I mean, you can say.
Definitely.
Yeah,
and we'll continue that movement. I mean, we have more to do, you understand? But as we say, we're gonna continue this. Our time has come close. Our time has come, you know. So I mean, we are grateful for this moment. We thank everyone who has been following and supporting us.
Me too. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You're my friend forever, man. You know, you're my friend for you on the part of my journey from 2014. Remember, I never expect I'm gonna reach so far, man. I can never stop to tell you thank you. And thank you all people who was on my journey from Jamaica to Grenada. I see a lot of good people the last time I come to Grenada. That was so nice. Your ministry, your government, your friend, your wife, your kids. Whoa, respect, man. respect. That was so amazing.
No problem, man. No problem. Yeah. But you know how we do it, and that's the value we give to it. So I leave you. I put you on the spotlight. I mean, you just said thank you, but your closing remarks. So I'm going to spotlight you. Your closing remarks for all who's listening, wherever they are.
Okay, my remarks is we have to have more connection between Caribbean. Even we have rules between Commonwealth and common French system. We're living on the same area. Basically, from come to Grenada in plane, it's about 2 hours even. Remember, 2 hours. You have to build a community of theater. But not only, I think about my country, because in my country we have a lot of show, stand-up comedy, a lot of comedy. But we have to build a community, or we talk about serious thing on the Caribbean, because basically we have the same culture. We have the same kind of we have the same style to see life, to see the future for the kids. Them is meaning Grenada. We see the future for the kids them differently in Guadeloupe. To see it's the same thing, because we are the same kind of people on the Caribbean. It's only small island. Something that make me always love him say when you have the flag, when you use the flag and you say your country is independent, you have a flag. It's a good distinction. but that not make the human being better. You understand? It means as we see a lot of Jamaican flag or a lot of Trinidad flag or a lot of other country flag, that don't mean then they have the same problem done everybody in the Caribbean. It means when I say talking about the same, it means put us together for treat the same problem when you have. I give you an example. When we have Sargassum, everybody, we all the Caribbean know this problem on the Caribbean. Sargassum come from everywhere. When he come from somewhere and he pass by your country, he pass by my country, he pass by Jamaica, he pass by Haiti, he pass by everywhere. So if you have this problem of Sargassum, we can solve this problem on Sargassum. Each island, we can solve the problem of theater also, build a community theater and try to create play, try to create event between not only separate English and French and Spanish. You understand? We're in the same area in the Caribbean, in the West Indies. In the way, I always get a problem with that. I say, yes, Paco, you are French. Yeah, we're not on the Commonwealth. You don't understand. In fact, when I live in 8 years in Jamaica and when I come to Grenada and I pass to Barbados and St. Lucia, Dominica, for me it's the same thing. For me it's the same yam. It's the same food. It's the same chicken spot. It's the same thing. So for the out, why we don't quit thing for the out? When for the ecology, with the biodiversity, we can create the same connection through this country, not waiting for the government put some money on that, or waiting something happen in the Caribbean, or when hurricane pass, and for say, I'm going to help you because the hurricane pass. We can do many things out of this kind of situation. People, give the opportunity to English people come on the French country, give the opportunity to young students, go to French to English country and see the difference on the culture, speak the language is something, but know what we're talking about. Know the country, no Guadeloupe, no Grenada, no Barbados, nothing. That is some value that can bring when you quit something, when you quit some art, or when you quit a piece of thing, or you see, all the people that do fashion week. When you don't do organized fashion week in the Caribbean, or we know we have a lot of creators on the Caribbean. You understand? Why they need to go to the America or Europe to participate on fashion designer? Or we can create Caribbean, Guadeloupean and thing, put that together. We remember Caribbean Games? Caribbean Games is something for the games, for the sport. We can do the same thing with the art. Only that I want to say. We can make it.
Let's see. The man himself, Paco, guys, thank you so much for having us.
Yeah.
That's how we do it. That's how we do. We'll be here again, you know. I mean, we'll also have Paco, and please know that Paco is also lecturing with us in the online program. So once you're doing acting, don't you worry. You have a double taste or a triple taste of support in the arts. Once you want to do theater, drama, playwriting, everything, there's the support here. So you're in good hands, guys. The future is bright for the arts, the creative arts, the performing arts, and we'll keep you informed with much more. I'll leave you with a little taste, a little piece of Paco. If you don't have anything else to say, Paco, I'll give them a piece of the close of Shanzi, and we are out of here. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Thank you everybody.
Maman, je voudrais te dire que quand la guerre sera terminée, et si je ne reviens pas, je voudrais que tu saches que je serai reconnu et décoré, et on se souviendra de moi comme étant le plus jeune ancien combattant de l'île, ton fils, Joey. Depuis moi t'es tout petit. arrivé, c'est ça, moi, choisi. Même si moi, t'en dis, musicien, c'est vagabond. Moi, ni en l'os, mes musiciens. Faut pas yo jamais oublier. C'est musique de souffrance, mais c'est qui espérance. Non, 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 musicien pas vagabond, pas vrai.
All the way from Africa to Jamaica, Santo Domingo, Puerto Rico, Haiti, Cuba, Turks and Caicos Island, Bermuda, St. John's, United States Virgin Islands, St. Thomas and Croix, Anguilla, St. Kitts, Nevis, Montserrat, Antigua, Barbuda, St. Martin, St. Pat's, Guadeloupe, Guadeloupe, Dominica, Marigaland, the Saints, Stacy Rad, Martinique, St. Lucia, Barbados, St. Vincent, Trinidad and the Grenadines, Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, Curacao, Aruba, Bonaire, all the way from Key West, Miami, to Venezuela, to the coast in South America. This is what we call the Caribbean Connection. Caribbean and New Orleans, West Indian Imagine, Caribbean and New Orleans, Caribbean and New Orleans, West Indian Imagine, Caribbean and New Orleans, Shula Caribbean,
Sorry to startle you. D.I. Mooney, D.S. Cassell. You been on the night shift by any chance?
And the day shift.
We wanted to ask the locals a few questions, but it looks like...
They long gone. Developers move everyone. No one here but me and a few goats.
We won't get much out of them.
Do you have any of the residents' contact details?
Got the number of the building company if that helps.
Great. Here we go. Must get lonely around here.
You know, it's the most company I have had for ages. You guys today, the preacher man yesterday.
Preacher man.
Fifth healer. Came to see his family home before it's knocked down.
What did he do when he was in here?
Had a look around.
And how long did he stay?
Half an hour.
Okay if we have a look?
Sure.